The cup is in the building. The Adelaide Xtreme have a chance to drink from this goblet tonight. They lead the series 2-1, but the Brewers, we know they'll push back. Can they force a decisive Game 5? Good evening, everybody. Welcome inside the ice arena on beautiful Ghana land. I'm Eric Ballnar, joined by the president of the Adelaide Jokers and commentator all year, Justine Rufino, and player with the Stars, local coach, and Ryan, just legend in general, Ryan the Rocket Fall. Justine, Ryan, Game 4. Tonight, the trophy can be won.
Yeah, well, it's an exciting one, right? And, well, it can be won, but I'm sure the Brewers will be doing everything in their power to make sure we're going on fifth.
I mean, you know, everyone wants to see Game 5, right? And I think that, you know, the odds are in the Xtreme's favour, but we've seen teams do more with less.
The big thing out of today, though, is some spicy news about the spicy cough. COVID protocols have kept out the captain of the Adelaide Xtreme, Joey McDougall, who's been having a great playoff series, but that's not all. The MVP of the entire league and defensive stalwart on the Port Adelaide Brewers, another marquee player, Zach Boyle, also out of this game in the most important game of the season, arguably the two best players in the competition not in the lineup. What are we missing from, let's start with Joey McDougall. What are we missing from Joey McDougall?
I mean, you know, Joey is the anchor of that BMW line. We've talked so much about this line and what it does and how effective it is, and Xander Wardlaw scoring all these goals, but Joey has probably been the quarterback behind a lot of those goals. So the key question for tonight is, do those goals still happen? BMW can't work without him.
What about no Zach Boyle?
Yeah, well, he's their top D, MVP of the league for starters, but again, he's the quarterback of their power play as well. He provides so much offense from defense for them, so it's going to be a huge loss. And speaking to manager Bill Newbound before this as well, it's going to put a lot more pressure on their top two lines to really be scoring, because it's going to be some pretty weak defense.
Enough about who's not here. Let's talk about who is here. You mentioned the BMW line. Benson, McDougall, Wardlaw. No McDougall, but Xander Wardlaw, that dangerous man, is here. And how about the game he had in game number 3? Game 1 and 2, by the way, both teams 3-2 split in overtime. Those were the final scores. But Xander Wardlaw scored 5 goals. Count them, 5 of them in the game. What's made Xander such a good player in this series?
His awareness on the ice is second to none. He's always in the right spot, and I mean, people talk about how he gets under people's skin, but that's also just the way he plays, right? I think he just creates more space for himself by doing that, because people really focus on him and maybe draw themselves away from where they need to be.
Yeah, no, I mean, hard to argue with that. Xander knows exactly what he's doing. You know, he's a chirpy little player, but look what he does on the scoreboard. I mean, effective would be an understatement.
On the other side of things, a player that might need to fill an even bigger role than he normally has been Tomek Sack on the Brewers. Now, I'm going to throw a stat out there for you. Tom Sack, there's been 9 goals scored. By the way, this is a huge hit. The physicality is going to be there. We'll get there in a second. But Tom Sack, the player that's touching the puck right here, how's the physicality? Graham Charbonneau. Let's talk about that right now. Graham Charbonneau, the physicality, is that going to be going up there as we take a look at Tom Sack score that last goal? Is the physicality going to be a factor tonight, especially with a short bench for both teams?
Oh, especially with the short benches, but also because the cup's on the line, right? It means so much to these boys. So, especially as it gets to crunch time in this game, the later the game goes on, I think the more physicality we're going to see. Back
to Tom Sack. 9 goals have been scored by the Brewers in this series. Tom Sack's been on the ice for 8 of them. He has 7 points. He's been a defenseman. Now, there's no Zach Boyle in this game, who's been the anchor of their defense. Tom Sack, now all of a sudden, is their ace on defense, isn't he?
Yeah, well, that's it. And like we were talking about before this, he's going to have to see a lot of minutes tonight. So there's going to be a lot of emphasis on him and also their top 2 forward lines for scoring production.
What's the over-under, do you think, on minutes played for Tom Sack tonight?
I mean, we talked about it before we speculated. Sammy said 35 minutes. I don't know. I'd be right up there with 40. Just looking at it as a defenseman, but he does play that Zach Boyle role tonight. He's going to be going back and forth, and he doesn't seem like a guy who's going to shy away from the ice.
Well, the Brewers, when you're looking at their lineup, they have 3 lines, but they're using some players they haven't really been playing much this year. They've got really 2 solid top 2 forward lines. They're probably going 1-2, 1-2 most of the game. They have a short bench. They've only got 14 skaters in the game tonight. How taxing does that get on a short bench when you get later in a game?
Well, especially when we're playing 20-minute stop time periods as well. It's going to really take it out of their legs going into the third period. So I think they're going to have to use their third line a little bit. They'd be very silly not to, because it come later in the game, it's really going to hurt them.
Well, one of the key players in this game is going to be the goaltender, and both goaltenders have been excellent in this series. We'll start with Matus Trinka, because it kind of feels like the stage is set. It's the Adelaide Xtreme versus Matus Trinka in this game. He's been brilliant all series long, hasn't he?
Well, that's it, and it's going to come down to how well those four core D play in front of him for the Brewers too, because he's not going to be able to do anything on 2-on-0, 3-on-0 opportunities. But if they can get back and help him out and at least clear it after the first save, he's in for a big game.
I don't know, Fowler. I tend to agree, and I think that Matus Trinka, if I was going to have anyone on a 2-on-0 or a 3-on-0, I think he could take them all. I really do. I think that's the goalie that could take on the whole team. He could probably score a hat-trick while he's at it.
He's only 17 years old. He's made 40-plus saves in every single game he's played so far. Trinka will be in net. We talked about him earlier in the broadcast. Tom Sack going to be a key player. He's down with David Muggleton on the ice right now. Dave, down to you. Dave's with Tom Sack.
Thanks, guys. I'm here with Tom Sack. Now, big out for the Brewers this week. How is your defense going to adjust to the absence of Zach Boyle?
Look, we're just going to have to get done with what we've got. The boys are ready to go, so we should be all right here.
Now, this is a do or die for you guys. So, after the loss last week and all the other very hard-fought games, what's gone into your preparation for this one?
Same old, yeah. We're pretty good when our backs are against the wall, so...
Now, an interesting stat for the final series. The team that scored first has won every single game so far. Is there going to be a huge hunger to just get out there and try and get on top right away?
Yeah, well, obviously we want to score first, but that's just a stat. It doesn't really mean anything.
Now, looking after Matus Trinka, another interesting stat is that both goalies have identical save percentages, which means shots on goal has been the big factor in this series. What's your plan to kind of try and shut down that BMW line, which is missing one of their key components, and then also translate that into more scoring opportunities for yourselves?
Yeah, well, we've got to shoot better, I guess. Like, sometimes we're shooting missing the net, so we've got to make sure we capitalize on all our opportunities.
No worries, thank you.
Cheers.
Tom Sack looks very calm, cool, and relaxed right now, but he might be worked a lot in the game. There's a look at Matus Trinka. Dave Muggleton made an interesting point. Both goalies with .920 save percentages.
I love that, though. I really feel like that just makes it even more like, you know, surely by the end of this game, that's going to be a bit different. Surely by the end of this game, we're going to have a prevailing. Who's going to be on top when it comes to Jeremy Friedrich and Matus Trinka? Because it is an age-old question in this city. Who is the better goalie out of these two guys? Because I think it fluctuates a little bit, and I love Jeremy Friedrich to absolute bits. We coached together during the season, but I'm kind of leaning towards Trinka on this one.
Yeah, well, that's it, and it also comes down to the shots on, like Dave just said down there, right? Matus is averaging 92% in the series, but he's also averaging 46 shots on net. So that's still 4 or 5 goals that are gone past him a game. So then the question's really on the offense of the Brewers.
Well, Xander Wardlaw scored 5 goals last game, but I'm sure his highlight right now will be talking to David Muggleton on the ice. Dave, you're talking to Xander. What's going on?
Okay, one real big question. The BMW line is broken up. Now, we know that you can score. 5 games last game is very evident to that. How big of an element is Joey Showtime McDougall for your ability to get those pucks behind the net?
Oh, look, you know, he's massive. He does a lot of hard work in low, and, you know, he managed to feed the puck to us and we're able to get it away. But, I mean, he is a big loss for us, but we're still confident in everything that we can do, so I don't think we'll have a problem here.
No worries, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Well, Xander Wardlaw, 5 goals in the last game. Here are the lines, that BMW line broken up. So it'll be Adrian Esposito playing with Nat Benson and Xander Wardlaw, Ollie Martin, Jared Siemens, Aaron Widger on a line, as well as Brandon Taylor, Dean Peterson, and Andrew Stapleton as the top 3 lines. Leeming, Powell, and Best, that's been a driving line for the Brewers. They stay together. Same with Hanberg and Anderson. Jeremy Klein will move up and play with them. Dylan Pope, Jake O'Brien, and Cam Pope anchoring a 3rd line. Defensively, Sack and Tyler Boyle, Adam Wise, Tristan Reese, and Dan Strawbridge. Defensively, Jamie Woodman back from Perth for this game. He's playing with Jordan Geyer, Graham Charbonneau, and David Huxley, a veteran defensive pairing, and Andrew Chen and Tom Tate. Certainly the Xtreme have a little bit more depth in terms of regular players, and that's a good time to welcome a coach. Sammy Mantier, the coach of the Adelaide Avalanche, coming up here, Sammy. Sammy, thanks for joining the broadcast today.
No, absolutely.
So, we're going to pause for the national anthem, and I got some questions for you. Sammy, if you were the coach of a team that all of a sudden has 7 scratches like the Brewers have tonight, a lot of their depth depleted, your number 1 defenseman in league, MVP out of it, how do you approach this tactically when you don't even know your lines the day of the game?
Yeah, look, I think the biggest thing is, regardless who it is, players have to step up now. Been relying a lot on Zach Boyle, Steve Best, Tyler Leeming and Harley Anderson to get a lot of things done in offense and defense. Now we need a lot more, and Tom Exak. Now we need the so-called secondary players to step up as well.
On the theme of Harley Anderson, that is his new team owner. That's Isaac, the owner of and runner of the Brisbane Rampage. They'll be playing in the PHL, a team you'll be coaching against. He's dropping the puck. That'll be very exciting. So here's our commentary team. We got Sammy Mantier, coach of the Avalanche, coach of the Norlunga Stars. We got Justine Ruffino. She's a player, she's a coach, she's the current president of the Adelaide Jokers. We got Ryan the Rocket Full, player extraordinaire down on the bench, and David Muggleton, our interviewer and sideline reporter. That is your commentary team taking you through the action. We're so thankful you could join us all season long. It might be the last game, it might not be. The Brewers trying to force a Game 5 next week. Look at the Adelaide Xtreme and Jeremy Friedrich in the middle of that in net. He has been excellent. A .920 save percentage. He's won 2 titles locally with the Jokers. He can win his 3rd championship in just 18 months tonight. Meanwhile, on the other side, Matus Trinka, 17 years old, the NHSL goalie of the year. He has faced a heavy workload all year long and made spectacular saves. He will need to be big again. All these ins and out of the lineups, it really could come down to these 2 men.
Yeah, and that's interesting. Matus is really challenging Jeremy. But Jeremy, whether it's a local league or with Australia, Jeremy has won. He has won championships, and I don't care what level it is. Once you get used to winning a bit, it makes it that little bit easier.
No, I completely agree. And having coached with Jeremy as well, I can tell you, we call him the football manager coach because he's meticulous. He is absolutely always prepared. He's always in the right mindset. He is the complete package when it comes to a goalie because he has the temperament, the discipline, and he is hard on himself without being hard on his players.
Graham Charbonneau having a word. It looks like he'll be the acting captain tonight with no Joey McDougall. Both teams missing a marquee player. No Joey McDougall for the Xtreme, no Zach Boyle for the Brewers. 2 huge losses, but on games where elimination is on the table, throw everything you know out the window because anything can happen.
Absolutely, especially for Brewers. Like I said, there's a couple of players that I would expect to step up. Ben Hanberg with Harley Anderson and Tyler Boyle in defense. Tyler's been waiting for a chance. He wants a chance. He thinks he deserves to be in conversation as one of the better players in the state. Now it's time to show it.
No, I completely agree. And there is no real comparison to being in a game like this where it could just be all over Red Rover completely this season tonight. A mistake you make on the ice tonight could cost you a goal. That goal could cost you the game.
The BMW line of McDougall, Benson, and Wardlaw has been huge this year. They've combined for 48 points since they were united, but there is no M in the BMW line tonight. Secondary scoring, that's a talking point for the Xtreme lately. They'll need somebody to pop some pucks in the back of the net. The Xtreme can win the championship tonight. The Brewers trying to force Game 5. Anticipation has been building all week, but we have to wait no longer because we are now underway in Game 4 of the NHSL Finals. It's been an incredible run since the start of October, and already off the hop, the Brewers trying to bounce on the attack with this dynamic top line. There's Tyler Boyle fluttering one on net that Jeremy Friedrich makes the save.
Yeah, I think one thing for Brewers right now is they need to get some control on the game, momentum in the offensive zone. Just break down the Xtreme a little bit from the start.
No, I completely agree. And, starting off a play, dumping into the zone, that's fine. But you really want to challenge these defensemen tonight for the Xtreme.
Nick Powell loses the draw. The Brewers try to knock it down. Here's Adrian Esposito. He's filling up in the top of the line. It's now the Webb line. Wardlaw, Esposito, and Benson. And they're trying to buzz early and down low. Esposito robbed by Matus Trinka early on.
Yeah, this has been one of the issues for Brewers in the finals. Extreme players been quite open in front of the net, not having a lot of coverage there. Brewers defense losing the players in the wrong times. There was a chance for Esposito, and also I believe it's Wardlow in front of the net quite open as well.
Off the draw, Tyler Boyle scoops it up. He'll be filling the shoes of his brother Zach. They still have a pretty effective Boyle. David Huxley, a very effective defenseman. This has combined nearly 600 AIHL games with Huxley to Esposito on that connection. Esposito tries to wrap his way out front, and there's Wardlaw. He's blocked in front of the net early. He's scored 7 goals in just 3 playoff games so far. Won the goal-scoring title too. Tom Sack gets it up to Jeremy Klein. He's making a return after sustaining a shoulder injury in game number 2. Klein claps it in around the boards. Klein says he's in pain, but he's playing because it's an elimination game. That's the heart you're looking for. Huxley tries to flick it out of the zone, knocked down by Tristan Reese, one of the surprise packets of this NHSL season. Stapleton banks it off the boards, but they can't quite clear the zone. Hanberg swivels it around, gets it down low to Klein. Klein stops in the corner, working on the backhand, shuffles it down low. Cam Pope coming on the ice. He was that forechecker that they were looking for, but he was lagging behind the play. Extreme will carry this out of the zone themselves. Stapleton passes it forward. Adam Wise intercepts the pass. Cam Pope draped all over Stapleton. Peterson has it go a little bit offside. As we played the first 2 minutes of the game, first goal absolutely crucial in games of these. Ryan Full, down to you.
Yeah, mate, very, very quick shifts to start this game from both teams. No surprises there, but Brewers going to need to keep that up all night if there are any chance with such a short bench.
Quick shifts, that's the theme probably?
Absolutely, absolutely. But that's a bit of a worrying sign for Brewers. Xander Wardlow, first shift getting a free shot from 2 meters out.
Reese wraps it around the boards. Wise shovels it off the backhand. He was looking for Pope. Brewers keep it in. Tristan Reese trying to pinch down low. Nuzzled off the puck is Jake O'Brien. And finally the Brewers will try to clear the zone. Their third line getting a shift out here. This will be a story. These guys haven't played too much this year, but they're getting an opportunity on the biggest stage. Reese on the backhand, looking like Zach Boyle, Tristan Reese, as it's clanked back in the zone from Tyler Boyle and goes for icing.
Yeah, that was a bit of an immature play from Tyler. Just if you want to dump the puck, gain the red line and play it in.
Love the moves from Tristan on this one. And like you said, Eric, someone's going to take the place of Zach Boyle. Not many people thought it would be Tristan Reese, but I'm loving this. This is great confidence.
Team that has scored first in these 3 series games have won the games. The winning team in any game has not trailed at any point during the series. So that shows how big the first goal is, because there have been exactly 0 lead changes in 3 games, including a couple overtimes. Benson was left open in front. He couldn't settle the puck down. Tyler Boyle bolts up the wing. Floats one in on goal, steered aside by Jeremy Friedrich. Jamie Woodman, how good is he? What does he bring to this team? We'll talk about that a bit later on. Tyler Boyle floats it back towards Tom Sack. Backhanded in by Steve Best, and here's the smooth skating Jamie Woodman. He'll go to work out of his own zone, up the middle of the ice, through the defense, sticks it down to himself, and Tyler Leeming trying to go the other direction. Scoops it up on the left wing. Leeming down low, Powell in front of the net. Leeming wraps around, looking for Steve Best. Get it down the block, loose puck in front, battling away. Jeremy Friedrich off a turnover, somehow gets the stick down and makes the save.
And I mean, the moral of that story is clear. You know, don't leave Jamie Woodman alone. And if you put pressure on him, you turn a defenseman around at that angle, he can't get back in time. It's going to give the Brewers that space that they need to move. And the Extreme covered him very well, don't get me wrong, but that is a prime opportunity that doesn't happen very often.
A good reaction from Jeremy Friedrich, but also good vision from Nate Benson supporting Jeremy on that play.
Harley Anderson working in on the draw. He gets it over to Jeremy Klein, who plays it back to the left point for Adam Wise. Back behind the goal, Ben Hanberg giving chase, but Graham Charbonneau will get there first. Anderson tries to tie him up, and that puck goes out of play. A look at the replay again, where that puck just squirted away from Jeremy Friedrich.
Inches.
Good heads-up play there from Nate as well.
Oh, really got in Stevie's way. He did absolutely everything he could, didn't he?
Jeremy would say he had it.
Underway here in Game 4 of the NHSL Finals. No Zach Boyle, no Joey McDougall, and a few depth players out for the Brewers. 7 players not able to play tonight on their roster. and just 2. Noah Maley also out of the lineup for the Xtreme. So that's another key out. That's one of their best penalty killers. You saw the impact of no Noah Maley last game where they allowed 3 power play goals, the Adelaide Xtreme did. Harley Anderson shovels down. Andrew Stapleton picks up the puck. Working off the old stiff arm, goes back towards Jeremy Friedrich, and big Graham Charbonneau picks it up, and the puck skips on him. Ben Hanberg trying to get down low and scoop it up. Third line's getting a shift out there now. Huxley wobbles it around to Dean Peterson. Peterson can't quite clear the zone, and finally Charbonneau gets back there, but Cam Pope was the one that collided into him. Dan Strawbridge, what role will he have in this game? Slapped over by Tom Sack. Pope plays it up, but he gives it away at the point. Chen tried to keep it in. Aaron Widger had to retreat. Finally carried out by Cam Pope. Left side to his brother Dylan Pope. Pope gets knocked down by Tom Tate. Pope has Tom Tate bounce all over him. Back to the points for Strawbridge. Strawbridge puts it around the boards. Here's Jake O'Brien. O'Brien on the backhand. He finds Pope. Good shift from the third line here from the Brewers. Dylan Pope again absorbs some big bodies, and finally the Xtreme clear the zone, and it goes the other way. But the battle of the third lines, that shift was impressive from the Brewers. Ryan Foll, you're on the bench. What are you seeing?
Yeah, well, just like you spoke about there, we've already seen a couple of shifts from the Brewers' third line. I think that's a smart move to get them into the game early, get them warm, because they're going to be useful later in this game as time goes on to give those top 2 lines a bit of a rest.
Yeah, and this great play from the third line, getting a icing from Xtreme. Now you've got the first line against the tired third line. This is what you want to make count if you're Brewers.
Tyler Boyle has a shot in on goal. Players tied up behind the net. Jared Siemens has the puck taken away from him, and now buzzing around. Steve Best was lurking in front of the net. He couldn't get a hold of it. And a very fortunate whistle for the Xtreme right there.
Yeah, absolutely. They get a chance to change now and match up first line and first line.
Yeah, you always wonder about those when that net comes off. You sort of want to know who to look at. You know, Jerry, is it really that deep in the ice, or did it just get a little bit of kick?
Yeah, you might give a little bit of extra kick just in case.
Geyer outlets on the right side to Esposito. Esposito plays it in the corner, and he's going to try to let Xander Wardlaw go to work, but Tom Sack gets there first. Brewers should be able to clear the zone. Flipped forward from Tyler Leeming. It's going to skate all the way back, and it will be icing just waved off. Picked up by Jamie Woodman. He's got Steve Best all over him, but Woodman kind of swivels one direction, and he'll be able to skate this out. Woodman looking for that stretch pass, gets in behind the defense. Matusz Trinka almost plays it into his own net. My goodness. Tom Sack gets it around the point, skips over Jordan Geyer's stick, and in behind the goal. Woodman gets there first. Nick Powell lays the body into him, and now it's a battle for it behind the net. Woodman strong on the puck. Woodman working away around, but finally there in support. Another Brewers player is going to be able to scoop this puck out. But here comes Jamie Woodman. He somehow comes away with the puck. Esposito out wide, walks in the zone, stops, pops, flicks it over to Benson. Drag, Benson shot, big save, Matusz Trinka. My goodness, with the paddle. Up the middle of the ice, Tom Sack stops, fires one off the screen, and that one's ripped wide. Picked up now in the corner from Powell. Xtreme skated out. Benson working wide, 3 white jerseys around him from the Brewers. Jeremy Klein back in the lineup, tries to clear it, settles it down, couldn't be cleared. Now Benson in tight, walks in, scores off the turnover. Nathaniel Benson puts the Xtreme in front.
It was a good forecheck from Nathaniel, but defense, especially in a game like this, situation like this puck has to come out.
That's a nightmare for a defenseman, an absolute nightmare. You dream about those as a defenseman, wishing they would just not happen.
What a composed play from Nate against Matusz.
Definitely.
Ryan Foll on the bench, how do you see that one?
Yeah, well, exactly like Sammy's just set up there. You can't be giving players like Nathaniel Benson that much time. Even on that first unbelievable save that Matusz made, he had too much time to look for a spot to put the puck in, and then again just finding ways in behind their defense way too easily.
Well, the Adelaide Xtreme scored that crucial first goal. Teams are 3 for 3 in the playoffs. When they score first, they win the game. There's been exactly 0 lead changes, but a couple games that have gone to overtime. So a very vital first goal scored, and here comes Andrew Stapleton. Chips it off the left boards. Patty Gaziorowski chasing after it. Gets it back towards Stapleton, but given away. Tristan Reese can't quite clear the zone. Kept in from Dean Peterson, but finally got out by the Brewers. Stapleton chasing after it off the rebound off the boards. Stapleton works his way in front of the net. Adam Wise whiffs on the clearance, and it's picked up by Patty Gaziarowski. Gaziarowski centering play, loose puck in front of the net, and Dylan Pope is there to take the puck away to safety and bolt up the ice down the left wing. Pope stops, backhand, centering play off the side of the net, and Jared Siemens, quick outlet and reaching down and knocking that out of play, Nicola Powell.
Yeah, I think important for Brewers right now is to regain a little bit of control, get the puck in the offensive zone, get a couple of shots on goal, and just get sustained pressure.
No, I agree. I think that at the moment it's really going to be really smart with how you're using your energy, because I can see a lot of green guys moving and a lot of white guys not quite as fast moving.
Yeah, and I know from experience, having played against the Xtreme a couple of times this season, they are very good at playing.
Here's Siemens, walks in, and he tries to get a shot on net. Siemens going to be taking up a bigger role with no Maley and no McDougall in the lineup. Steve Best centering play. Woodman there to intercept, and so strong on the puck. Out over the line is Ollie Martin, cut off by Tom Sack. Tyler Boyle gathers the puck in the corner, chips it up off the boards. Tyler Leeming just can't clear the zone. A little fumbly right now, but Steve Best is going to collect the puck off the right side. He's got Powell with him. Powell! Fanned on the shot in front of the net. Woodman there to clear it away. Puts it around in the corner. Tyler Leeming there first. Pinballs it away around the corner, looking for Steve Best. Best working against Woodman. Woodman's name being called a lot early in this game. A defenseman that you're going to be happy to have on your team for the Avalanche this year, Sammy?
Look, I wasn't too upset when I heard that was a possibility.
That one goes through. I said, yeah, Jamie Woodman announced that he will be playing for the Adelaide Avalanche in the Pacific Hockey League, the team that you are the coach of. I'm sure that no other team is happy to hear that news.
I would think so. I mean, look, the thing with Jamie is, and I haven't had a whole heap to do with him just yet, is not only is he a fantastic player, but by all accounts, he's just a good teammate, good leader, and we need that little bit of experience at the back end, and he'll bring that for sure.
Tom Sack chips it off the boards. Graham Charbonneau couldn't keep it in, plays it off to David Huxley. Huxley forward to Esposito. Esposito chips it in the zone, but Steve Best in the neutral zone, looking for Tyler Leeming. Leeming settles it down, out wide. Leeming cuts towards the net, but it was broken up by David Huxley. Huxley off the boards, kept in from Harley Anderson in the second effort from Xander Wardlaw, but he gives it away to Tyler Boyle. Boyle flakes it into the zone. Anderson plays it around the boards, but nobody is there as they were kind of completing a line change. Ben Hanberg ran into Huxley. Fires a shot in on face of goal. It's handled by Jeremy Friedrich. Graham Charbonneau with all kinds of traffic somehow gets it out, and now there's an opportunity for Esposito right at the face of Mateusz Trinka, who makes the save.
I'm really liking the pressure from the Brewers in their offensive end. They're not just giving it away and then taking space. They've turned it over and then they're fighting back. They're really trying to shut down getting it turned over in that zone.
Yeah, one thing I was saying earlier is Xtreme is a very good team playing from the deep, playing from behind in offensive zone behind the goal line. So Brewers really got to be careful that once the puck's behind the net, behind the goal line, that the trailing players are taken care of. Another thing I would like to see with Brewers, maybe having guys like Ben Hanberg and Harley Anderson, who are great two-way players. Would you look at matching those guys against the top line? Go heavy on that and give Steve Best, Tyler Leeming a little bit more favorable matchups.
I like that. That's a physical line. I love that.
Wise gets it off to Klein, plays it forward, chipped off by Harley Anderson. Tom Tate there first, banks it forward, intercepted by Wise. Peterson has this taken away from Wise. Stapleton plays it around the backboards, picked up from Mateusz Trinka. Grabbed on the right side, Klein plays it out of his own zone, but it's intercepted by Dean Peterson. Anderson back behind the goal. Wise. Brewers facing elimination tonight. Xtreme on the cusp of a championship. Harley Anderson scored 3 goals in 3 games, 1 in each. Can he make it 4? Anderson shot on net, tried to go across of Jeremy Friedrich, where he scored a couple goals like that already, but Friedrich up to the task.
Yeah, Harley's good at the rushes, and you really want to make sure as a defense against guys like Harley Anderson, coming one-on-one, you do not want to drop too deep. You want to make that first contact anywhere near the blue line, not on the not top of the circles, because that gives Harley a chance to take a shot.
There are very few players who drive to the net quite like Harley Anderson, and whenever he does it, it seems to pay off.
Battle for it off the boards. Tyler Leeming takes a tumble. It's finally chipped off the head of Jamie Woodman, and it'll be carried out from Jared Siemens. Siemens enters the zone, works his way wide. Mateusz Trinka paddles this into the corner. Nick Powell, Steve Best. Can't clear the zone, intercepted by Jordy Geyer. Geyer can't hold the line, has played all the way back and out of the zone and into the other way. Picked up on the left side, Tom Sack gloves it down. Sack picks it up. Will play this up in front. It goes off Nathaniel Benson. Benson regathers the puck, chipped out, grabbed by the Brewers along the near boards. Tom Sack battling away for it. Big skirmish for it just inside the attacking zone for the Adelaide Xtreme. Steve Best whiffed at the opportunity. Grabbed by Tyler Boyle. Boyle, big shoes to fill tonight in an increased role. What can he do? Tom Sack off the wing. Couldn't settle down the puck. Brewers, though, regain possession, trying to cycle it back down low. Finally pushed out by the goal scorer, Nathaniel Benson. Jordy Geyer, the captain of the Jokers. He's won a couple championships. Wardlaw, 5 goals last game. He was looking for his 8th goal of the series, but it just sailed wide. Esposito. Backfired Nicola Powell. Powell has it bounce off a stick. Sack off the boards. Kept in. Nope, not quite kept in from David Huxley. Almost too many men for the Xtreme. It just went in front of the player. They hadn't completed the change yet. 10 shots on goal to 5 right now. Graham Charbonneau looking up the wing for Nathaniel Benson. He'll tip it back in behind the goal. It takes a funny hop, and it's a favorable one for Dean Peterson. Peterson gets dragged down, and the Brewers will go the other way. Trying to scoop down there is Ben Handberg, but in the face of some pressure, Jeremy Friedrich. He's only faced 5 shots, but he's been perfect so far.
Yeah, I think both teams have done a pretty good job, especially Xtreme, on closing down and not allowing enough shots on goal.
No, you just had a quick look in the corner there about that little tumble. I don't really think there was anything in that. I think that was just a bit of a push that looked a little bit wrong, but you can see in the replay, pretty good work by Tristan Reese.
Whistles have been kept in the pocket from the referees in the first 12 minutes of the game, although nothing really an obvious penalty so far anyways. Adam Wise, left side, he was looking for Jeremy Klein. Jumped over his stick, kept in from Graham Charbonneau, and Klein ran into him after the fact. Dean Peterson. He scored a couple goals in 2022. Now 31 goals scored in 2022 from the Adelaide Xtreme. 29 of them have been either by the top line or the power play. The other 2 from Dean Peterson. That is primary scoring.
That is primary scoring. But as much as we talk about depth, but when your top guys are playing that well, you can rely on them scoring, and it just gives a little bit more freedom for those guys. And yes, you want to get more goals from other players, but yeah, it's working for now.
Bottom line for the Xtremes, not allowing a lot of goals when they're on the ice either, so they're doing their job. And they are sustaining some pressure, just like right now as Aaron Widger, Ollie Martin, and Jared Siemens get some shots. Ryan Fohl, the Rocket himself, he's down on the benches. Ryan, down to you.
Yeah, we spoke about in the pre-game the volume of shots. We're already at 12 for the Xtreme and 5 for the Brewers, so the Brewers are going to have to do a bit of a better job at keeping that shot total down for the Xtreme. Otherwise, this one could get out of hand.
Ryan, they call you the Rocket because you're a scientist. Is that just a simple mathematical equation?
Yeah, pretty much, Eric. You know, the higher the number, the more shots, basically.
Kept in from Andrew Chen, plays it behind the goal. Tom Sack plays it out. It goes off of Chen's stick, and he'll skate all the way back. Quite a few players on the Jokers in the local hockey competition here who have won back-to-back championships. Andrew Chen is one of them. Jeremy Friedrich in net, another one of them. Sammy Mantier, another one of them up here as well. But there's some championship experience locally a lot on this Xtreme team.
Yeah, and that, again, winning at different levels is still winning, and that breeds that confidence on the big games. And I'm sure Nathaniel, Andrew, and Jeremy, they would have gained a lot of experience from those games.
Off the draw, Tyler Leeming with a shot. Jeremy Friedrich made the save. It wasn't this season, but it was the season before. Jeremy Friedrich and Mateusz Trinka had a pretty epic battle in a best-of-3 championship series, and both goalies stole the show in that one, too.
Absolutely, absolutely. Until someone sniped on Mateusz. Can't remember who it was. He was one of the older fellas.
Nobody memorable.
No, absolutely not.
It was most certainly Sammy Mantieri in fine fashion, as always.
Geyer plays it off the boards, and it's picked up by Zach Boyle. Boyle banks it around the corner.
To be fair, I think Matu's got my number quite a few more times than I've got his.
Mateusz Trinka named the NHSL Goalie of the Year. All goalies, Glenn Forbes-White, Jeremy Friedrich, and Mateusz Trinka had remarkably similar seasons. They each had games they stole some games. They each had games they probably want back, and all similar save percentages.
Yeah, I think especially the regular season was a bit of a all over the place hockey system-wise. So I don't think that was the favorable hockey for the goalies especially.
Woodman left side. Tom Sack races for this in the corner. There's been some funny hops in behind the nets on this ice tonight, hasn't there?
Yeah, there seems to be a bit of a bounce, but yeah, see how it goes. Makes it interesting.
Patty Gaziorowski getting a shift on the top line right now with Nathaniel Benson and Xander Wardlaw. He'll be loving that opportunity. Geyer plays it around looking for Gaziorowski. Gaziorowski gets it back towards the defense, and it's finally whipped out, and that should be an icing call, and it'll go down the full length of the ice.
Yeah, that was a smart professional play from Jamie Woodman. He knows everyone is tired, and yes, you're going to get a face-off your way, but you get a little bit of a breather at least.
Settle it down for sure.
Well, this is the kind of matchup game you might have been talking about. You got Harley Anderson and Ben Hanberg out against the big guns for the Adelaide Xtreme. Clean win from the team in green. Long pass ahead, and it finally gets out into the neutral zone. Klein, right side, intercepted. Here's Wardlaw, settles down the puck from a sharp angle, pushed into the corner from Tristan Reese, who takes the star player out of the play. Klein in the corner, centering play in front, and it's chipped out. Harley Anderson with the puck, works his way down the ice. Anderson plays it forward, and it's played back towards Tristan Reese. Reese, right side. Hanberg with a couple players over him. Brewers haven't looked too threatening as of yet, but they are a team that can score some goals in a hurry. Pope is tied up, and he drags down, and the first penalty has been called. The Xtreme are going to get the gate, and the Brewers, who had 3 power play goals in Game 3, are going to go to the man advantage.
Yeah, and the Brewers power play players, they've had a bit of a break now, so they're coming in fresh.
I can jump in.
Ryan Full, down to you.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what the Brewers do here on the power play without Zach Boyle. He's definitely the quarterback of this whole unit, so it'll be interesting to see what changes they make.
How are they feeling about the penalty, Foley?
Sorry, what was that one, Justine?
How are they feeling about the penalty, the Xtreme?
It was definitely there. It was definitely a hold. As soon as the puck's away, you can't be holding on to a player.
Well, Harley Anderson is getting the role of Zach Boyle on this particular shift. They're keeping that Red Wing line of Best, Powell, and Leeming on the ice as the forward. Tom Sack, he's been playing that defensive role for a while now, and Harley Anderson, he's going to the point.
Yeah, and Harley's a strong player on the puck, so not a bad play, not a bad move by Coach Mitch.
Team skirmish for it in the draw, and it goes right back to Harley Anderson. Tom Sack to Anderson. Anderson knocks it down. 2 of the best penalty killers on the Xtreme out of the game today. Noah Maley probably actually being the headliner in terms of effectiveness on the PK this year. Jamie Woodman kicks it around, but it's kept in from Steve Best. Best looking on the sharp angle, back behind the goal, bounces off Tyler Leeming, played around the boards on the left side. Sack settles it down, makes Stapleton jump, back behind the goal for Leeming. Leeming can't hold on. Steve Best now chipping away versus an Adelaide Xtreme player. Brewers have the numbers, and they finally come away with the puck. Leeming back to the point for Anderson, gives it right back. Powell with a shot on net. It was through traffic. Jeremy Friedrich, if he can see it, he can stop it, and he saw that one all the way.
Absolutely. There's a good puck movement, but the last shots, they were a bit lacking. But a good example from Jamie Woodman a couple of times on this penalty kill. Not necessarily this one might have been a penalty, but a couple of times you'd see as soon as Brewers lose the control of the puck, just a little bit, Jamie would pounce on it right away, putting pressure on.
Off the draw, goes all the way back down the ice. Mateusz Trinka will settle it down. Trinka plays it back behind his goal to Tom Sack. Xtreme halfway there in terms of killing off this penalty. Nick Powell. We'll see if the Brewers go for a second power play unit with 4 of their forwards from their top 5 group of players on the ice. Or will they just ride this out? Powell enters the zone. Working away, dangles his way and banks it off the boards down low. Tyler Leeming looking for somebody in front of the net. Best has himself planted there. Back to Leeming. Leeming Plays it around the boards. It's going to be a foot race for it, and it's kept in from Tom Sack, who throws it right in net. Big rebound in front, and Jeremy Friedrich makes his toughest save today.
Yeah, that was a good, simple puck on the net, and when you have the bodies there, you'll get the second chances.
Ryan Fowl, down to you on the benches.
Yeah, I don't mind the puck movement from the Brewers, but as Sammy said, they haven't really challenged the middle a whole lot until that last play there from Tomic Sack. I think we need to see a little bit more of that. Throw a puck on net, test Jeremy Friedrich a bit more.
I agree, and you can see they're sort of stretching the Extreme out. You've got to really try to pull those players towards where you want to go, suck them in with a bit of puck control, and then get it to your Tomic Sack, who's standing there with a little bit of space. They're not pulling the trigger on that pass, which means he can't pull the trigger on that shot.
Jeremy Klein going to get some power play time out there with Dylan Pope, Tyler Boyle, Adam Wise, and Ben Hanberg set up at that right point. You like Ben Hanberg out there, eh?
I do like Ben Hanberg. I actually think, I don't like telling coaches what to do, but I would consider Ben on the right-hand side on the first power play. Just as that little bit of extra threat on a one-timer.
Ben Hanberg, one of the players that will be in competition for spots with the Adelaide Avalanche. This is given away on net. Oh, a big save from Trinka, recovering from his own mistake. I was going to say, though, this guy, Ben Hanberg, he might see some special teams time maybe with the Avalanche if he makes the team.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. In consideration for sure.
Klein walks in front, throws one on net. It was whipped a little bit wide. Final seconds coming off the man advantage. So the Brewers are going to go 0 for 1 on their first power play opportunity. Wardlaw was coming out of the box and almost sniped that one away. Kept in from the Brewers. Wardlaw flicks it into the neutral zone. Back in behind their own goal. On the right side, Nathaniel Benson, the goal scorer, keeps it in. He was looking for Wardlaw. He's had some space taken away from today. The Brewery now arcing up with a big Brewers chant descending on the crowd. Played back down the ice. That one goes for icing.
Yeah, that was a really smart play from Nikola Pau on getting in between Xander and Nathaniel, because you know those guys are looking for each other. So just taking that pass lane away.
But Matu's getting back to the net on that one. Dean Peterson, that shot was on target. That was going in. I can't believe he got back in time.
Made a mistake.
Fixed it.
Fixed it.
I think Matus would say he meant to do it.
Yeah, he would.
That's how you draw the forechecker a little bit higher.
Gamesmanship from the Slovakian. Quick shot off the draw. How quick was that from Xander Wardlaw?
It's a quick release, and again, that's enough space that he needs to take a shot.
Quick release is a super underrated thing, I think, in this hockey town, really, in Adelaide. I don't think many people can do it. I don't think many people realize how useful it is, especially off the draw.
Yeah, and there's two things. Get back to that later.
Chipped up forward and into the neutral zone. No, glove down from Graham Charbonneau. Just a one-handed effort, but it goes right to Tom Sack, who will skate it out to space and find Steve Best coming off the wing. Puck takes a weird skip and a bounce and goes all the way back into the possession of the Adelaide Xtreme, the team that's up 2-1 in the series. Now, Esposito walks in. Shot on net. Rebound was there. And the play was called dead maybe a little bit early as the Brewers were fighting the puck. Nathaniel Benson was lurking around for his second.
Yeah, I think the puck was under Matus and under control, but then Matus moved and
I don't think
it's under control, and now he moves a bit and lets the puck loose.
But he did have control when the whistle went, so I think that's the important thing.
Xtreme don't seem too fired up about it. Off the draw again, Wardlaw has that shot blocked. Benson, the goal scorer. It came off a turnover unassisted. That was what made it 1-0. Best going down the wing, trying to tie this thing up. Gets a shot in on net. It was blocked by David Huxley. Centering play. Friedrich couldn't glove the puck down. Gets the right pad down to take away the second chance opportunity from Steve Best. To the point. Sack through traffic. That's a similar one to how he scored at the buzzer in game number 3. Graham Charbonneau skates this one out. Plays it off to the right side. And it's knocked down out of air with 1:24 to go. This is the danger time. I will say 8 of the 20 goals entering this series have been scored in the last 90 seconds or first 90 seconds of a period.
Look, I know, Eric, you're big on stats, and I like stats as well. And that is such a... often as coaches, we say you play the clock. You got to know the clock. And start and end of the periods, they are just such key times in any game.
That one almost takes a weird curve into the back of the net. Fortunately for the Extreme, it goes just enough wide. Tate can't clear the zone. Anderson, a dangerous pass in front of the net, was looking for Jeremy Klein. Big hit laid out there as two players collide. Ben Hamburg getting into Aaron Widger. Good to see Widger back in the lineup, and he's getting a more prominent role with no Maley and no McDougall in this game. Both GMs, Bill Newbound for the Brewers and Tash Farrier for the Extreme, drafted some depth to their teams, but we have a stoppage in play, and I think we have a penalty coming. It's going to be a tripping call. Ryan Full, down to you on the bench.
Yeah, not the best ending to this period for the Brewers. They'd started to sort of shift the momentum back their way a little bit and just had a little bit of an unnecessary trip there. So hopefully they can kill this one and get to the period with a 1-0 deficit rather than two.
Massive opportunity for the Adelaide Xtreme, who have scored a power play goal in each of their last 7 games. Their power play since Christmas has been really good. Operating just over 20%. Woodman throws it on net. It's gloved down from Mateusz Trinka.
Yeah, it doesn't hurt having Woodman on the power play on the point.
Not at all. You need that point man with a strong shot. And Woodman, he's got one of those quick releases we talked about. Him and 14-year-old Nikita Lauria, probably the best ones I've seen in a long time. Watch out for that kid.
Yeah, there's a pretty heavy shot there for a kid.
Nick Powell wrangles the puck away from a couple players and scoops it into the zone. 30 seconds to go in the period. That will be target number 1 for the Brewers to try to kill this off and just go to the intermission down 1-0 despite being outshot 15-10. Extreme have probably controlled most of the play in this period and have had most of the opportunities, but it's only a 1-goal game, and a shot on net. Trinka gets the skate down and makes the save. That was a tough one. It might have been his best one yet. Off to the point. Wardlaw to the right side. Geyer, Trinka with another big save. Puck still not cleared. Wardlaw fighting the clock. That one is blocked and finally cleared. Out of play. My oh my, Mateusz Trinka with a flurry of saves at the end of it to keep it a 1-0 game.
Yeah, that's a momentum-changing performance from Trinka for the last minute or so.
Even the Brewers, to keep that power play out, that's a good power play. Those are some prime opportunities. They really held their own there.
So Nathaniel Benson has the 1 goal of the game so far, and it came off a very poor clearance from the Port Brewers. Little mistakes in big games like this just magnified even more.
Absolutely. I mean, in the finals games, you often get the beautiful goals. It's the little mistakes that count for big, as you said.
Well, we're going to head down on the ice. David Muggleton has got the goal scorer, Nathaniel Benson. Dave Muggleton, down to you.
Thanks, guys. I'm here with Nate Benson. First of all, did you get a look at the NHSL trophy during warm-ups?
Yeah, I checked it out. I honestly couldn't believe how big it was. I didn't even know we had one ready for the game, but it's kind of awesome this year.
So this is your potential win-it game. Did seeing the trophy on the ice just kind of help drive a little bit more energy during warm-ups?
To be honest, I just sort of tried to ignore it. I didn't really want to look at it because I wanted to focus on just playing what we do and playing good out there. So I don't want to think about it too much.
Now, just talk to me about that first period coming into what could be the championship game. What was the talk before the game?
Just focus on the same game we've been playing all year. We're a really good team together. Everyone buys in, and we just play really well together. So we just want to do the same things.
All right, thank you.
Thanks.
Great to hear from Nathaniel Benson, the Adelaide Xtreme. On the back of a Benson goal, have a 1-0 lead. We're going to throw this to In the Slot. I got a chance to catch up with a couple of beauties, Steve Best and Jeremy Friedrich. We're going to throw to In the Slot, and then we'll be back, Eric, Justine, and Sammy, for period number 2.
Hi guys, I'm Sean and I'm the owner of the Peak Performance Centre. We're South Australia's premier fitness facility. We are aiming to close the gap between local and elite by applying principles that are utilised in elite sports and make them appropriate for the everyday athlete. We've been fortunate enough for the 2021-22 season to physically prepare Adelaide Xtreme Ice Hockey Club. If you want to train like your favourite ice hockey athlete, get down to the Peak Performance Centre in Port Adelaide.
What's up, everybody? Welcome In the Slot. I'm Eric Ballner. We're going to break down what's going on in the land of the NHSL. We've got Jeremy Friedrich from the Adelaide Xtreme, the goaltender. Steve Best from the Port Brewers. Boys, thanks for joining me.
Thanks for having us.
What's happening? Big week this week.
Yeah, absolutely.
You can win the championship.
I hope so. I certainly hope that's what happens Friday. But yeah, it's been the same week as always. You got to take it the same as any other week and kind of just make sure that you're focusing on the game.
You've been in an elimination game before already, Steve, so is it like similar to, are the stakes a little bit higher this week?
Yeah, definitely a little bit higher. There's a bit of money on the line this time. But yeah, I feel like there's a little bit more pride as well with the team we have. So, we don't want to lose. We're prepping for 2 more games.
How long have we been going at this? Because the draft was what, like October 10th or something like that? So we got November, December, January, February, March. We're in our 6th month. We've done this for 5 months for sure, for full now. Like, has that kind of dawned on you, like how long and how much hockey and training and effort has kind of gone into this?
I feel like it's been pretty smooth, to be honest. It's kind of like just a bit of a lifestyle change, I guess. Like, you're every week you're rocking up and you're like, oh, I got a training this week and then game, or I've got a bye, and might hang out with the boys on the bye week, and it's just a good lifestyle, to be honest. Yeah. And
adjusting like those early morning trainings for the Brewers in particular.
Oh yeah, they have been rough, I'll be honest with that, but you do adapt to it. And especially when you're playing in a league and playing sport you love, it doesn't affect you as much as it.
You boys have like the late night ones, it feels like.
Yeah, our Wednesday ones have been pretty late, but we also have the Friday morning at like 5:45 or whatever that is optional, so at least it's not as bad on most people, but I tend to love the morning skate, so we've been making the most of that one too.
What do you prefer, morning or evening training?
The evening
late,
ones.
like, I mean the late ones.
Look, the late ones as well, like they're a lot more structured, we get to focus on a lot more things, but personally I love like skating on game day. I think the morning one, like you get up, you go to the rink, you do your training, go home, have a nap, do some uni during the day, but then you're just focusing on the game.
Late night or early morning?
Early morning.
Early
easy.
morning?
Yeah, kind of just preps you for the day as well. You wake up, you go train, get your body moving, and then you're kind of set for the day. So.
Do you feel really good after them?
It depends on the training, I guess. If it's a rough training, you go to work and you're a bit gassed, but nothing a Powerade or a coffee can't fix.
I love it. Well, I'm sure you're in prep for Game 4 this week. Here's the recap of what happened in Game 3. After 2 games, went to overtime. Each team won a game 3-2. Guns a-blazing, the Xtreme, and this guy had a pretty good one. Xander Wardlaw scored his first goal just, 17 seconds into the game, made it 1-0. Nathaniel Benson and Xander is kind of cute. They both shot the puck at like the exact same time and scored a goal, and Xander gets credit for it. 2-0, that was his second of 5 goals. Jeremy Friedrich allows a goal with under 15 seconds to go in a period. This is a common theme from you, Jeremy. And the Xtreme, though, you piled it on. That was a big start to that second period. Like, you guys were just swarming.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's been a big focus. We did, at the start of the season, struggle to finish and start periods, and I think that this was a big key that, we just have to come out and we have to work. If you get that lead, then you can kind of settle down a little bit. You never want to take your foot off the gas, but you just got to keep going.
At this point, it was a 5-2 game, and then Tom Sack scores with 0.2 seconds left, thanks to the Hawkeye of Mitch Villani keeping to reset that clock every face-off. It felt like we had 7 face-offs in the last seconds, but on the power play, there's that Xtreme power play goal that you seem to score every single game. 5 goals for Xander Wardlaw, a 6-3 win. The shots were like 48-29. If it weren't for those 3 power play goals that the Brewers had, the game, to be honest, Steve, probably a little bit not as close as the scoreline suggested. But Jeremy, how do you see it from your perspective?
Yeah, I think the big one is that we won. That's playoff hockey. You can't really be thinking about anything else other than that. We did dominate the possession, especially on 5-on-5. We're really happy with how the boys, kept working, didn't stop going in the corners. Like, they didn't stop playing their systems regardless of the score. Obviously, late in the period, we let it go a little bit, but that's not really something that, that's an easy fix. I think mentally, you just got to stay focused for a little bit longer. But yeah, we're really happy with the game.
How about you, Steve? How do you guys see it?
Yeah, obviously it wasn't our best game. Kind of sucked it was in the finals. We just got a lot to work on. I think that first goal in the first 17 seconds or whatever it was kind of knocks you down a little bit. It's hard to come back from that, build the momentum, but it's not really it usually isn't the problem for the Brewers. We've been getting down 7 goals in this season before and came back and won. So we don't really have any quit in us. But unfortunately, we didn't have enough to bring it back. It's
been kind of a weird theme the last 2 games in particular, right? Because game 2, off the opening faceoff, Xander had that breakaway. And then in the second period, opening faceoff, Joey McDougall scores. And then, but even the last game, obviously, the first drop of the puck and somebody goes and scores. right off the bat, like, was that getting a jump something that was like a message after you'd started slow with some periods, to be fair, in the end of the season? Was that like a message given to the Xtreme?
Yeah, absolutely. I think the big part is just the excitement. You know, like the guys are so ready to go. Like especially that first drop of the puck in the first period, we're so excited. And you know, obviously our top line's been doing well, so they're just buzzing, like they're playing well and they're just feeling themselves. So you know, off the face-off, your guns are blazing. You want to get that lead as early as possible.
The Brewers do. You make a good point. Like you guys always seem to make it interesting, even when you've kind of played yourself in a bad situation. You always find these weird ways to make it a game. This Tom Sack buzzer beater was ridiculous. Can you walk me through what the conversations, the momentum, the set, like what is the set play down on something like this?
I don't think it's really a set play. With that amount of time left, all you're looking to do is just win it back and get a shot on, you know.
And that's what happened.
Exactly. You know, I think, I'm not sure if he was going for the goal. I think he was. I think he was aware of how much time was left. Usually with that amount of time, you go for a low shot, go for a rebound, but I think he knew, you know, we wasted a couple of seconds in the corner there getting the puck to him, so he's just like, I'm just going to throw it on net. And yeah, obviously the guy's got a cannon. Like he should be doing that a bit more if he's scoring goals like that. But yeah, it's definitely a morale booster to go back into the room, and good timing. Good timing for it.
So you guys have scored 9 goals in the finals. Yeah. He's been on the ice for 8 of them and has a goal and 6 assists. Yeah. Like, what is Tom Sack drinking right now?
I don't know what it is, but I need some of it. I think our whole team does.
He's been huge though, hasn't he?
Absolutely has, yeah. He's been huge. Him on the back line, especially with Zach on one line, him on the other, has kind of made us a bit more solid defensively. Having 2 guys who can wheel the puck and shoot like at a very high level. It's been good.
Speaking of stepping up, the physicality in this series, I feel like has stepped up big time. One of the biggest hits that we've seen, at least on camera through our last few months, was David Huxley running into Ben Handberg. Take a look at this hit. This was huge. Shoulder to in there. How did, what was the reaction from, what was the bench reaction of both teams when this one was going down, and how did you boys both see this one? Because this was a train.
Yeah, I talked to Joey Rezek after, because after this play there was a penalty in the corner with Dean and Ben going.
Yeah, that's right at the other end.
Yeah. So I asked Joey, I was like, you know, was it because of the hit? Like, was there anything, you know, bad in that? And he said he was perfectly happy with it, like shoulder to chest, even shoulder to kind of the edge of the shoulder. It's just one of those that you kind of get caught with your head down a little bit. But I think the boys were pretty hyped up, but at the same time, I'm in the net, so I can't speak too much to it.
Yeah, we weren't too happy with it. I think a lot of the guys, you know, you see one of your teammates' heads go flying back and his helmet comes off. Your immediate reaction is that's a check to the head. We're all going off on the bench. Like, video does look like shoulder to chest. It does look like clean hit, but he's coming off, his mouth's bleeding. We just assumed like, yeah, it's a high hit. So we weren't happy with the original call, but you know, obviously video review shows it was pretty clean. But yeah, it's just,
I mean, you just stick it up for a teammate, right? Like,
oh, absolutely,
But the hits are getting bigger, right? Are you guys just ready? Like, are you conscious of that as a skater, being like, oh man, like things are just gonna have a bit more impact, or is it just kind of roll with it and how it goes?
I feel like it's been pretty physical all season, but I feel the frequency has definitely stepped up. You know, the hits aren't harder; they're coming more often.
Do you think guys are getting caught, or maybe guys are out there looking to have that big hit that can kind of change the momentum of the game a little bit more?
Some guys definitely, yeah.
Some guys, yeah.
So, you know, especially when it comes to finals, you know, there are guys, you know, that probably aren't going to score many goals, and they don't offer as much, you know, in the way of offense or whatever. So they're just like, okay, I'm going to step up. I'm going to make these guys, you know, second guess whether they're going to get into the zone and all this kind of stuff with a big hit.
So what kind of words do you give to someone like a Ben Handberg that might be on the other end of that hit, but you need him to get back into that game really, really quickly? Like, you can't do anything stupid off of that, right?
Yeah, well, to be honest, he handled that very well. Most people, when they get a big hit, especially young kids like that, they kind of go back and they're, you know, a bit more worried to get a hit like that. But I feel like that actually helped his game a bit. He went out there, he was like a pit bull after that. I don't think he was chasing hits, but he wasn't scared of anything after that. So he played it well.
Xander Wardlaw, he had a good game?
Nah, not really. I've seen him play better.
5 goals and an assist. That was the most dominant, I guess, individual effort we've probably seen. From a skater.
I've been advocating for it since before the draft, you know, when we were playing in the team, and I'd been in contact with him and he was keen to come over. Like, I knew who we were getting, and he's obviously been a big part of everything that we've done, but you know, you come to expect that when finals start.
Here's some weird stats for you though, because I want you to talk a little bit about the BMW line and what's going on, because The Xtreme have scored 30 goals in 2022. 28 of them have been scored by the top line or the power play. The other 2 have been scored by Dean Peterson. So what's going on with the BMW line? And where's the secondary scoring, Jeremy Friedrich, or do you need it?
Well, and that's one of those things, you know. I've had a couple conversations with Eric Lean about it, just, you know, talking about the team and everything, and he was, you know, very much on the same page as we all are. If we're winning games, there's nothing to worry about. You know, once teams start sorting out what's working for our line, once they start shutting that line down, you need guys to step up. But if this line's going out there and they're beating the line they're against, all you need your other lines to do is not get scored on. You know, if they're winning their battle and these other lines aren't getting scored on, you win the game. So yeah, at this point we're happy. And
Benson, McDougall, and Wardlaw have played 6 games together because Nat obviously missed that 1 game.
Mm-hmm.
They've combined for 48 points in those 6 games. It seems like a lot.
Not really, huh? I think they could do better.
Well, how do you handle that line then? Like they like that line kind of overwhelmed you, with all due respect, the last game, because you know when the player scores 5 goals, it's kind of, you know,
absolutely, yeah.
take a locks with that one.
Yeah, well, I feel like we handled them pretty well the first 2 games. Obviously the second
you
game
held them to 2 goals. Like
and then I don't know. I think we got a little bit complacent. We kind of just took the foot off our gas a little bit, and just we didn't pick him up. Like you see most of his goals, you know, he's alone in the slot, or he's just got a little bit of space to shoot. You know, he's the type of guy, you put a bit of body on him. I'm not saying he doesn't have anything if you put the body on him, but he's not as effective. But you give him open space, you know he's going to score. So
I mean, like your line, that adjustment, because these 2 new top lines kind of formed in the new year. Like your line's been buzzing and putting up the points too. So is it almost like a matter when you're playing these top lines of like, look, you're not going to shut them down, but you just kind of want to contain them, because if you don't, that's what can happen?
Essentially, yeah. I think we know there's probably, I think it was in the first or second game, I can't quite remember when it was. It's the start of the second period, and you watch both benches kind of like looking at each other, like one line goes to step out and then they go to step out, and we kind of go back. It was about 15 seconds where we're both like going back and forward because we're trying to line match and stuff, and then Joey just like ends up like, why don't you guys get on? Like, so, you know, yeah, line matching is definitely a big part of this. And, you know, both teams are trying to do it.
Nathaniel Benson has the lone goal of the game, comes off of a turnover at the 13-minute mark of the first period. And the Adelaide Xtreme have a 2-1 series lead and a 1-0 game lead in game number 4. Eric Balnar, Sammy Mantier, Justine Ruffino, Ryan Full calling all the action for you. First period, a bit of a weird energy about it.
Yeah, I think you can see the different lineups and people missing. There's a little bit of hesitation both ways.
Yeah, I think in a finals game, there's a really strange way you sort of feel where you're like, I don't want to get anxious and do too much, but I don't want to get anxious and then not do enough and be watching the game. You know, it's a really hard one to master that balance.
Yeah, you don't want to make mistakes, but you still want to play your game as much as possible.
Definitely.
Nathaniel Benson is the lone goal scorer in the game on a puck that probably just needed to be cleared from the Brewers. But feedback from the players is the ice just a little chippy tonight, tough to settle down the puck.
Yeah, it could be. But then again, if that's the case, then you've got to keep it even more simple and and play the puck up the ice instead of going across.
Yeah,
Justine?
focus on the things you can control, I think is the main thing.
We've had our stats guy, Marco Komazak, take some stats of the first period. What do you got for us, Justine?
Some really interesting ones, actually. Looking at the efficiency of that power play by the Brewers, it really gives you hope for these guys. 85.8% efficiency. They had control for that much of the time they were on the power play. That is a huge amount of control. And even in the offensive zone, they've been timing how much time each team has spent in the opposition's offensive zone, and they are even. They are actually even in that regard as it's been timed. So, we've been talking about the outs and the ins and how this pans out for both teams, thinking maybe the Xtreme have got the advantage here, but the Brewers are putting up a really good fight.
Ryan Foll, you've been on the benches watching the game. How did you see the first period?
For me, though, the Xtreme just did a better job of attacking the middle and those dangerous areas. In terms of high-quality chances, I think it's in the Xtreme's favour.
Period 2 underway. The Adelaide Xtreme, they'll start on the power play. There's still a $1.09 to go in the man advantage. And Jamie Woodman will settle it in behind the goal. Benson takes it up the left side. Benson skates with some purpose down there, and a rebound floats out into the corner. Getting there first is Xander Wardlaw. Benson back to Wardlaw. Down low to Benson. Benson off the near boards. Works it to the point. Woodman, a nice swivel move, finds it down low to Jordy Geyer. Geyer in front of that. Big rebound pops out, and Nathaniel Benson couldn't settle it down. Here's Xander Wardlaw. Wardlaw to Woodman. Woodman back to Wardlaw. Wardlaw, one-timer shot, and Mateusz Trinka gonna have to make a few of those, makes the big save.
Yeah, but that was great penalty kill from Brewers, keeping that middle really nice and tight. If you have to give a shot on the penalty kill, that's the shot you want to give. That's the one that you rely on Mateusz to make that save.
Yeah, that's exactly right. If you can keep them to the outside, it really gives Mateusz that advantage. You can cover a lot more of the net.
Wardlaw flicks it back towards the right point, kept in from Jamie Woodman. Woodman settles it down, walks to the middle of the ice. Hard shot through traffic, very intentful from Jamie Woodman on the ice.
Yeah, and that was a clearly set play. Esposito sitting right in front of the goalie and going for the rebound.
Still 18 seconds to go on the power play. This is the Xtreme's first power play opportunity of the game. Geyer has this chipped out from Tyler Leeming, and the Xtreme have to backtrack. They'll play this back in behind the goal. Tom Sack will get there first. Sack plays it off towards the left side, but can't quite clear the zone as the penalty finally comes to an end. Team's back to full strength, but the Xtreme still at the puck down low, and Sack bumps Nathaniel Benson completely off the puck. And as Powell plays it down the right side, that is going to go for icing, as Jamie Woodman did a good job of cutting in front of Steve Best.
Yeah, not sure if Nicola Powell knew that the penalty was over when he iced the puck.
When it's within a few seconds like that, you tend to think that, it's not like we get a lot of time as players to look up and just double check, is there?
Yeah, but at this level, I would say, again, this is knowing the clock, knowing what's going on around you. You would want the players to know. But, yeah, sometimes it's a bit intense, so you miss it.
Tom Sack battling his way down in the corner. Chipping his way back down low. Picked up by Taylor. Taylor plays it back around the boards. Tom Sack plays it left side. Tyler Leeming, center in play. Steve Best out wide. Toe drag, couldn't quite settle it down. Best shuffles it up towards the left side. Long shot from the point. And it was from Tyler Boyle, and again, Jeremy Friedrich makes the save.
Yeah, and that was the matchup on the lines that I would like to see. Steve Best, Steve's line against the second or third line from Xtreme.
I definitely think that will give them the most optimum scoring opportunities.
Anderson working against Jared Siemens. Off the draw, the Xtreme will try to clear this out. Widger pinches it to the left side. Ollie Martin, one hand, jags at it and grabs control of the puck along the left side. Wise can't settle the puck down. Picked up and barreled down in front of the net as Jared Siemens tried to cut his way in front of the net. James Charbonneau stops, works his way forward. Chipped up along the left side and knocked down. Klein along the left side. Plays it on the backhand. Charbonneau on the right again. Finds Tristan Reese. Reese working on the backhand as the Xtreme get a full suite of changes on the ice. And now David Huxley banks it in just across the center line, in back behind the goal. Esposito working against Tristan Reese, but in the attacking zone of the Brewers. Paddled back again from Mateusz Trinka, and it goes back towards the left point for Chen. Chen through traffic. Trinka sees it, can't glove it down, and it's finally picked up by the Brewer defense behind the goal. Tom Sack. Heavy minutes in the first period. That will continue to be a factor as it goes down in front of the crease. Klein back, but he gives it away. Xtreme trying to go on the attack. It was a quick shot from Xander Wardlaw. He's been kept quiet so far. How long can they cage him up? Chen settles it down at the feet of Nathaniel Benson. Turns, fires. That one kicked wide. Picked up once again. Battling again down low. Teams trying to get possession of it. This is a long, heavy shift from the Adelaide Xtreme, and finally Harley Anderson will just lob this up. It will be icing if it has the distance, and just waved off because I think Chen got there first. Chen, stretch pass, goes the length of the ice. Mateusz Trinka has to settle it down, and he almost gives it away on the wraparound turnover. Benson in tight, big save in front of the net. Tom Tate pinches this in. Another defensive zone turnover from the Brewers, and that puck's finally cleared out. And my goodness, a bit of a weird start to this period. Ryan Fole down on the benches.
Yeah, the Brewers just really struggling to get it out of their own end in this first 5 minutes, whether it's the D-men just not being clean enough up the boards, or the wingers not being able to chip it out. They're making it really hard for themselves, and you can actually see Mateusz's really trying to play the puck and clear the zone for them because they're really struggling.
Off towards the right side. Geyer with the shot on net. Now they're doubling up the shots right now. 22 shots to 11. Just by the way, with that shot on goal. Geyer chips it off the near boards. Xtreme trying to bounce on them pretty early. Backing around in the corner. Teams battling away for it, a puck. Dean Peterson along the near boards. He causes a bit of fraction, and finally the Brewers will settle it down and get it into the attacking zone. Tyler Leamy working back behind the goal. Down in the corner. Centering play in front of the net. Nick Powell found Adam Wise. Wise backhands this off the backboards as Tyler Leeming takes a tumble. Nick Powell chips it forward, and it goes into the slot right to the stick of Jamie Woodman, who's bursting up the ice. Woodman barrels over around Tyler Boyle. Woodman turning, looking for Siemens. Siemens with space, scores! Jared Siemens!
What a shot. I mean, we knew the BMW line was broken up, but Siemens has delivered. And what a play by Woodman. Gets it all the way out of the zone, bit of back and forth, but this shot right here, great vision.
It's a beautiful shot, but I want to point out that composure from Woodman making that play. First, playing the rush all the way deep and then finding that pass. Where's the defense? I'm not sure, but great play from Xtreme.
I mean, Woodman had two men on him. That's two that I can account for, but with two men on him, he still made the intended play.
Draw off at the center circle. Siemens flicks it back towards Huxley. Martin coming in. Next goal, huge now. Ollie Martin in close. Big save from Mateusz Trinka. Only one shot on goal this period for the Brewers. They need to get their wriggle on because they're down 2 goals. Pope plays it around. O'Brien battling for it in the corner. Picked up from Ollie Martin. Martin tries to get it up to Siemens. A bit of energy now in the legs of the Adelaide Xtreme, trying to feed off that last goal. Siemens back behind the net. Plays it off the right side. Brewers trying to sustain some forecheck here using their third line. Kept in from Tom Sack. There in support is Pope, but he gives it right away to Ollie Martin. He's got a shot. That goes off the skate and into the corner. Next goal, so important. Ryan Fole, how are you down on the benches?
Yeah, exactly, Eric. This next goal is massive in terms of this whole game and the series. So it's like Bill Newbound said at the start of this game when I spoke to him, the pressure is really on their top line now, and we're going to need to start seeing some offense from the Brewers. So hopefully they can start generating something.
2-0 Xtreme lead. Siemens with a goal, Best with a goal, or Benson with the goal, and finally the Xtreme have some secondary scoring. Wardlaw hasn't needed to do much tonight, but you feel like something's coming. Tyler Leeming, what can he do? Good power move along the right side. He stops, pops, big shot, gets it up high on Jeremy Friedrich, goes off his neck, and all the way back to the point. Long shot in. Looked like it had some eyes. It just drifts a little bit wise. The shot from Adam Wise. Chipped on the near boards and kept in. Shot back on goal, and now Jeremy Friedrich having to make a couple saves. Tyler Leeming in the corner, looking for somebody in the slot. Nicola Powell was bearing down, but he couldn't get a stick on it. Tom Sack, players trying to hack at him. Makes a weird bounce off the boards and in behind the net. Tom Tate has Steve Best go right after him. Back along the right point, and it's finally knocked down from Nathaniel Benson, who's got Wardlaw out wide. He was looking for him. Wardlaw tries the backhanded pass, but Gaziorowski finally settles it down. Goes off of Brewers, skating back in the neutral zone, but Gaziorowski back strong on the puck. Long pass forward from Tom Sack, tipped. Tom Tate, centering play, finds Dean Peterson. Peterson enters the zone, looking for Stapleton, who swung and missed. Big opportunity for the Adelaide Xtreme to go up 3, but Stapleton couldn't bury. Woodman barreled down from Tom Sack at the center of the ice, and Tom Sack is going to get a penalty for that.
I want to see this on a replay. It looked like a really nice hit, but...
No way, that's a trip. Not a chance.
Can't jump in.
That is absolutely not a trip. Foley?
Yeah, not too happy down here from the Brewers bench. I can see their case. It looks pretty clean to me. Woodman's just trying to step out of the way as well, so you got to factor in that. So tough call.
Those are two teammates normally in Perth. And Tom Sack sent Jamie Woodman flying. And now the Xtreme have a potential game-altering power play. They could go up 3 goals, which might be that big lead that they may need. Off the left point. Working down low, Siemens, who just scored, finds Dean Peterson. Peterson cycling it back, taking his time, gets the puck all the way across to Ollie Martin. Martin back to Huxley. He's got a clapper if he wants to use it. Plays it down low. Long pass in front of the net, jumps over the stick of Nicola Powell. Powell trying to cause a bit of havoc, but the Xtreme managed to take control of the puck, and finally it squirts free into the neutral zone. Huxley right side. Ollie Martin back behind the goal. Dean Peterson looking for the puck, hounds his way over, looking for it, and he plays it back down low. Siemens back to Peterson. Peterson down low. Siemens plays it back along the near point. Siemens chipping it away. Xtreme, good possession in the first minute, but not a whole lot of opportunities. And it's finally cleared into the neutral zone. Huxley plays it there with Anderson draped over him. Here is in space the leading goal scorer, Xander Wardlaw, off on the right side. Nathaniel Benson down in the corner, and the puck, just like a little goal in itself, slips through underneath the boards.
Yeah, there's a little crack on the boards, and unfortunately the puck tends to get there every once in a while.
It's going to interrupt their play a little bit. I think they had something planned there.
It's been great to see Dean Peterson this season winding back the clock a fair bit. Been a great depth player.
Draw one is Nathaniel Benson, picks it up in the corner. Off towards the right point. Wardlaw to Woodman. Woodman turns, dishes, Geyer, shot down low, and it goes off the pad and into the corner. Total shot domination right now from the Adelaide Xtreme, just like it was in game number 2. They're trying to close this thing out tonight. Benson shot on goal. Good save from Matusz Trinka. Finally back down low. Wise chipping away against it, working against a couple players. Xtreme battling away. Players looking for it in the corner. Can they find the puck? And it finally gets out to the point. Woodman goes off a skate and into the corner. That was Jeremy Klein who blocked the shot. Only 6 seconds to go. And the Brewers are going to kill off the penalty.
That's a couple of good penalty kills from Brewers this period.
Long pass ahead. Dean Peterson settles it down. He was looking for Wardlaw. On the second effort from Peterson, down low. Wardlaw over his stick. Players bounce off each other. Benson rolls into a guy. Picked up in the corner again. Finally cleared off the left side. And it goes all the way back for Jordan Geyer to settle it down. Jamie Woodman plays it forward. Back, down, in the corner. Stapleton picks it up. He's knocked away from Tyler Boyle. Stapleton trying to hold the line. Boyle trying to pick it up as well, too. Here's Dean Peterson. Peterson knocking it around. Boyle plays it back. It has been one-way traffic. Ice tilted in one direction in this period in particular. 9 shots to 2. The shots on goal this period right now for the Xtreme as well. Leeming tries to power one towards the net. It goes off a couple bodies. Charbonneau, a big collision with Ben Handberg behind the net. Ben Handberg, who got rocked last game, returning the favor in this one. Peterson working on the left boards. Teams working against each other. They get a sneaky change in the mix of it. Back behind the net, Tom Sack trying to find it. Will the Brewers find a goal to breathe them some much-needed life in their legs at the moment? Back down along the left side. Finally, to the point, Charbonneau has that shot blocked. He couldn't get all of it. Now Tom Sack will settle it down. Brewers still can't quite clear the zone. They are missing Zach Boyle tonight. My goodness. Pope picks up the puck. Pope shoved off from Widger, but he regains the puck. Pope up the ice, out of the zone, across the center line. Pope towards the front of the net, and he's going to draw a penalty. Dylan Pope on the back of hard work will send the Brewers to the man advantage for 2 minutes or less.
And he's smiling. He's happy about it.
Oh, this is exactly what you want from your depth players. Fresh legs and driving the net, getting shots on goal, drawing penalties.
That's what happens when you drive the net. You tend to draw a lot more penalties.
So the Port Adelaide Brewers scored 3 goals in game number 1. They trail by 2 in this one. They scored 3 on the power play, that is. Nathaniel Benson and Jared Siemens, the goal scorers for the Xtreme, 1 in each period. Can the Brewers find a mark? The Xtreme win the draw and they clear it instantly.
Really want to see a couple of shots on goal, even if it's a simple place to start the power play with.
Offensive zone possession has not been much in this period for the Brewers. Sack plays this off to Harley Anderson. Brewers still can't clear the zone even when they're with the extra man on the ice. Tom Sack walks in. He's just going to try to shoot one on net. Gets the second effort. Jeremy Friedrich kicks that one away, and it's cleared out again from the Adelaide Xtreme. Anderson skates it out. Backhand pass to Sack. Plays it forward. Looking for Powell. Powell in behind the net. Anderson working his way down in the corner. He was cut off by Andrew Chen, and it's finally batted back in front of the net, and it's grabbed by Steve Best. Best along the near boards. Back around, cycles it back behind him. He finds Tyler Leeming to the right point. Anderson down low. Leeming to Best. Intercepted by Chen. Chen can't quite clear the zone. Brewers trying to settle it down. Anderson through traffic. It was low. It just goes wide. Sack, cross-ice pass. Good vision, finds Tyler Leeming. He'll work along the backboards and play it off to Steve Best. Best plays it back to Leeming. Leeming whiffs at it. That's that patchy part of the ice, but good strong maneuver from Best. Gets the Powell off to Nick Powell. Leeming again on the regather as seconds peeling off the man advantage, and it's finally cleared. They had pressure, but they couldn't get a shot on net. Brewers, long pass ahead. Steve Best knocks it forward, and it goes in behind the goal. Tyler Boyle will work against Jordan Geyer. Boyle has the puck taken away from him. Geyer plays it off the right side, banks it off the boards and into the neutral zone, but only 5 seconds to go in the power play. Tyler Boyle chips it in, but that will do it for the man advantage. So both teams get back-to-back power play opportunities. Neither team can score. Jared Siemens, the one that has extended the Xtreme lead, and now walking in, Charbonneau, big save from Trinka, but a big rebound as a Brewer had barreled into the net, and I think we're going to get another penalty?
I think it's just a face-off outside.
Yeah, I don't think the arm went up for a penalty. I think a bit of a collision in front of the net. Charbonneau, when he decides not to stop, bodies tend to fly left and right, so I think that was probably the case in that instance.
Ryan Full down on the benches. How are things going down there?
Yeah, well, Charbonneu's a big boy to move, hey? And when he steps in and then really drives and uses his speed, you cannot push him off of the puck. It was a great drive into the middle and a nice little cheeky dump of Adam Wise into the net after all that as well.
Must have been an accident, because Sharp would never do that on purpose, right?
No way.
Wardlaw back to Charbonneau. He'll lob it into the zone, and Tristan Reese will greet the puck first. Reese with a little swivel step, but the Brewers still having trouble clearing that zone. Giveaway in front of the net, and it's knocked and poked forward. Back into the neutral area. Esposito on the backhand, a huge hit. Jeremy Kleinberg, player in tight. Trinka with a big save. A big hit, then a big save. Klein with a huge collision, and Klein's a wrecking ball out there. Moments later, Mateusz Trinka made a huge save behind the play. Brewers trying to use that momentum, but they can't connect the pass on the outlet. Charbonneau plays it to Benson. He finds Wardlaw in space. Blocker save, big rebound, and the Brewers get there first. Now on the left side, finally it will be iced, but a few replays to digest here. My goodness. Ryan Full, down to you.
Yeah, Brewers really struggling this last couple of minutes. They're just holding on for dear life at the moment, and that icing just shows it. Not really looking for each other there at all, and just throwing it down the other end of the ice. It's going to come all the way back now on fresh legs for the Xtreme.
Yeah, I'd be thinking at this point maybe moving Tom Sack back to forward. Now, I know they're already light on defense, and you don't want to take a lot away from there, but just that little bit of fresh legs, a little bit of control in the offensive zone as a forward from Tom Sack, maybe worth looking at.
Battle for it down low again. It's been all Adelaide Xtreme this period. Now 12 shots to 3 in this period alone. As Tristan Reese takes a tumble, the puck goes out, but that kind of sums up the kind of period it's been for the Brewers. They're lucky to be down 2 goals right now.
I mean, like what Sammy said before, Atomic Sack going up forward may not be a bad idea, simply for the fact that you're 2 goals down, and if you lose this game, it is over. It's done. If you score goals, you're back in this game. That is the only way you come back from this game right now. We're not at goose eggs. We are at 2-0. Yeah, so if you want to start scoring goals, that would be the best way to do it.
And even if it's just for a couple of shifts, finish the period and then back to defense.
Just give them that push, that little, you want to swing the momentum in their favor for sure. They need that.
Right off the draw, Mateusz Trinka makes the save again. Trinka's already made now 26 saves, and we are still got 25 minutes to play in the game.
Yeah, Mateusz is truly in the game now. But I think out of all the goalies in the league, I don't think Mateusz minds at all.
No, I think he's definitely fixated on what he has to do in his job.
Loose puck down low now. It's Brandon Taylor working against Jake O'Brien, and finally gathered up by Dylan Pope. Pope drew that penalty early in the period. His brother Cameron backhands it in. It goes off the stick. Tom Sack, left side. Jake O'Brien absorbs some contact. And then he takes a tumble. Chen up the left side. Bounces off Stapleton's stick. Tom Sack plays it forward to Cam Pope. Picked up from Dylan Pope. And he'll play it into the neutral zone. And it goes to David Huxley. Huxley centering play as the Xtreme now have their top line out. This would be a bit of a mismatch if they can sustain some pressure. And here in front of the net, Warlock couldn't settle it down. And now a player bailed in front of the net. Mateusz Trinka might be getting a penalty here. Trinka just took a big shot at Xander Wardlaw.
If you're in the crease, you're in the crease. That's the end of the story when it comes to a goalie. If he can reach you, he can hit you. And if he can hit you, you're too close.
I think he's getting a penalty for this, though. Take a look at this.
Oh, yeah, he definitely
will. It's going to be an Xtreme power play.
It is, right. There's Pope barreling him down. That might have been the penalty. And then I'm not too sure what it's for, the one on Pope or the one on Trinka after the play.
Yeah, I think they called it a little bit earlier, so I reckon it's on Pope, and this is just an unnecessary penalty.
Look, you don't put him on your goalie. You could injure your own goalie just trying to move a guy. I mean, you got to move him away from your goalie.
Ryan Full down on the benches. You see what the call was?
Yeah, I'm going to say it's a cross-check to Cam Pope. So whatever happened to Wardlaw in front of the net there, but yeah, definitely that cross-check from Cameron Pope is my bet.
Pope getting the penalty, number 21 put on the board, so the Adelaide Xtreme with another power play opportunity. Although it looks like it's gonna, nope, it will be a power play.
Yeah, I don't mind the idea from Cameron to toughen up Xander a little bit, but just wrong way.
Yeah, literally.
Good idea.
Wrong
execution.
place, wrong time.
Yeah, execution, not ideal.
Nathaniel Benson in space, fires one on net. Trinka kicks it aside. Back towards the left point. Geyer backhands it down low. Benson playing it down in the corner, working off the backhand. He finds Geyer across to Woodman. Woodman, right side. Wardlaw steps his way in across the crease. Big save from Trinka. Nick Powell gobbles this up, working one-on-one versus Woodman. Cuts towards the ice, plays it off to Leeming, and he just missed him on the pass. Now working back the other way. Leeming trying to bring some intensity to the kill. He's going to intercept Nathaniel Benson on the boards and chip it just outside the zone. Brewers looking for that loose puck, and they finally kick it forward and out of the zone. Someone from this Brewers team has got to give them a spark. A very suffocating game right now being played from the Adelaide Xtreme. Wardlaw walks in, and Wardlaw crunched down. Players tied up for it. They can't quite clear the zone. A good effort from Jordan Geyer to keep it in. Now finally flicked forward from Geyer, and Nathaniel Benson hounds for the puck behind the net. Out to the right point, and Jamie Woodman won't be able to keep this one in. So the entire team will go off for a quick change as it gets played off to Tom Sack. Sack finds Powell entering the zone, centering play, and that gets knocked away. Woodman looking for that puck off the right side. Here's a long stretch pass ahead. Looking again for Xander Wardlaw. Wardlaw off along the left side. Wardlaw down low, battling his way back. Can't find the puck again, and now the Xtreme have just 15 seconds to find a goal on this power play, but it's wrapped around the boards from Harley Anderson. Ben Hanberg trying to get there first. Ollie Martin veers him out of the way, and it's picked up by Martin again. Siemens, stretch pass ahead. Dean Peterson enters the zone, winds, fires, shot, Trinka, save. 31 shots to 14 now as Ben Hanberg picks up the puck, enters the zone, has a little bit of space, fires one on net. Jeremy Friedrich makes a save in this period. He hasn't had to make many of them. All the way down the other end, Esposito chasing this puck down, working against Tyler Boyle. He stops, finds Wardlaw coming off the point. He was looking across, and now it was Jeremy Klein trying to carry it out of the zone. He was trying to get it up to Leeming, and it's finally picked up by Hanberg. Hanberg enters the zone, shot on net, big save, Jeremy Friedrich. Kicked out and towards the near corner and picked up by Nathaniel Benson. He's got one goal already, enters the zone. Benson, beautiful drag, and he couldn't settle down the puck. Benson plays it off to Esposito. Back around the corner, intercepted and not quite cleared, kept by Tom Tate. He chips this one forward, grabbed again. Wardlaw stops, backhands out on the right side. Wardlaw shot across the crease and it goes down in the corner. Xtreme doubling them up on shots. They've got a 2-goal lead, trying to make it 3. Down low, top shot and tight. And Mateusz Trinka over 30 saves again as Wardlaw sends a player down to the ice. Ryan Full, back down to you.
Yeah, Mateusz Trinka up to 30 saves now again, so his save percentage is going to stay the same, if not higher, over 92%. He's done his job, so yeah, we're going to need to see someone from the Brewers step up here. Maybe someone like a Steve Best, or this line that we've got on the ice now is going to need to do something for him.
I think it's a penalty for Xander.
Yeah, Xander took a penalty after the play. So the Brewers, late in the period, are going to get a power play opportunity to breathe some life into their game. They've kind of weathered a very severe storm, haven't they?
Yeah, and I've been really impressed with the Brewers penalty kill this period, but unfortunately, good penalty kill doesn't give you goals that you really need right now. Next minute and a half, really put Jeremy under the pump and see what you can make of it.
0 for 2 on the day, the Brewers power play. Entering the game, they were 3 for 18 on the series, or 3 for 14 on the series, rather. Puck just bouncing that little bit tonight. Again, off on the right side, picked up by Steve Best. He'll veer his way into the zone, but getting there first is Jamie Woodman, and Woodman taking 2 players to try to just wrestle the puck away, and another penalty is coming, and I think this is to the Brewers.
Yeah, look, it looked a little high to me. Hands looked a little bit high.
A holding call coming, so I think the Brewers' power play is coming to an end.
Yeah. Oh, well, you know what? 4-on-4 is still, it's not a power play, it's not ideal, but you can still create a fair bit on a 4-on-4.
Yeah, but I feel like for the Xtreme, it's still their advantage because they're very much the moving team. Here's that penalty just there, but they're calling it a holding penalty. I think they might be calling it foul.
I think it happened just before that clip.
Oh, okay.
I reckon it was Stevie.
I was going to say, I thought
just got a little bit behind on Woodman and tried to get back.
To be fair, Woodman played that very, very well. He had 2 players on him, and he still managed to come away with a lot of control.
Draw down on the left side. And it's 4-on-4 play, so it could be open. Not being a lot of flow in this game, and Geyer is going to make the intercept at the blue line. Down low, goes off a skate in front of the goal. Picked up again from the Xtreme. Woodman, long shot through traffic, blockered away from Mateusz Trinka. Picked up by the Brewers. Long stretch pass intercepted from Jamie Woodman. Woodman enters the zone, works out wide, and here comes Tyler Leeming. Leeming out to the right, trying to work his way down low, and Leeming gets dragged down, and he's going to draw a penalty, so the whistles are coming out now, and it's going to be a power play again for the Port Adelaide Brewers.
There's been a few good Leeming-Woodman battles around the corners in this game, and I have to admit I really enjoyed them.
Two really proficient players, very masterful, great hands, really smart. They really are a good matchup.
Well, the Brewers, as quickly as their power play ended, the 4-on-4 ends, and now they've got Handberg, Leeming, Anderson, Sack, and Powell on the ice. No, just 4. There could really be 4 players. So Anderson, Sack, Handberg, and Leeming.
Yeah, I want to see if they can tee up a one-timer or two.
Handberg from the point will get it off to Sack. Sack, he's got Handberg winding up off to his right. He finds Handberg, one-timer. It was whistled wide. That was the Hamburger. And now here comes Nathaniel Benson. He's got one already, and the puck jumped on him.
I think he got scared out of his feet.
To go. Long pass up, and now Tyler Leeming with seconds coming off the clock. Walks down low, tipped in front, and it was a good play from the Xtreme to break it up at the last second. But right now, Jeremy Friedrich pitching a shutout. It's a 2-0 lead after 2.
Yeah, but there was a couple of real good looks on that last half a minute or so. Brewers can take a fair bit from that. The game is definitely not over.
I agree. I think there's some really good things to make of this. I mean, that play you can see right now on the screen is...
No interview, no one wants to talk.
No, it's definitely a good matchup. There's still some life left. I don't think this game is over. Ryan?
So it is a 2-0 game after 2. The Adelaide Xtreme just 20 minutes away from the championship. What kind of pushback will we see from the Brewers? We'll go back to In the Slot, and we'll see ya for a dramatic third. Okay. So...
Hi guys, I'm Sean and I'm the owner of the Peak Performance Centre. We're South Australia's premier fitness facility. We are aiming to close the gap between local and elite by applying principles that are utilised in elite sports and make them appropriate for the everyday athlete. We've been fortunate enough for the 2021-22 season to physically prepare Adelaide Xtreme Ice Hockey Club. If you want to train like your favourite ice hockey athlete, get down to the Peak Performance Centre in Port Adelaide.
And your line's been going pretty good on that top one. What's it been like playing with Nick and Tyler?
Yeah, it's unreal. Playing with Liam is just, it's so much fun. You know, you give him the puck in the neutral zone and he can pretty much just skate through anyone.
Yeah.
You know, I've seen the biggest guys on the Xtreme try and hit him, and you know they might slow him down a little bit, but he's gone through. You're not stopping that guy. And then Nicole is just easy to play with, easy guy to play with.
So how does a change like that happen when you're going through a season? Like you started off obviously playing on the line with Tom and Ben, and then what kind of conversations happen? Like who drives that? Is it the player saying like, hey, maybe we try this, or is it the coach dictating what? Like how does that walk me through it?
I think it's a bit of both. You know, I think we realised that defensively we probably need someone that can skate it out a bit faster. You know, our D aren't terrible, but they're kind of more stay-at-home defensemen.
Yeah.
So we figure that, you know, the MVP of the league, Zach Boyle, he's MVP, he's an offensive defenseman. Maybe let's try and throw someone back there like Tom Sack, who can skate it out, who's got good vision. You know, see what that does for us, and it obviously worked out for us. And then, you know, obviously,
and it's a trickle effect because now,
So then, myself, Lima, and Nick had to went on a line, and then Hamburg's been playing with the Harley and Jaden when they've been down, and they've been working really well together. I think Hamburg kind of found a groove with those two as well. He's been playing a lot better, so. Yeah.
I kind of feel like how often did you guys play in the last couple Red Wing season of that line together?
Well, it was myself and Nick.
Yeah.
We were playing together, but we were actually playing with our
usually
coach.
Mitch. Yeah.
With our coach Mitch. So, pretty similar style, you know. Like Liam is kind of adaptive, and we adapt to him as well. So it's kind of we meet in the middle with that. We know each other's strengths and weaknesses pretty well because we've seen each other play through the season. So. And
like obviously you play together on like power play and stuff like that with the Red Wings, but like how often out of a percentage of games through these years would you have been driving a line with Liam, or have you normally been separated like a 1-2-1-2 type thing?
Yeah, I can't remember the last time I actually played with Lima in a Red Wing season. Like I think we had a couple games there where we did play, but we just figured like, hey, your line was working when I wasn't on there. Like let's just go back to what we had.
Jeremy, how about you? How are you going so far? Like, how do you think you've adjusted from, the start, even at the start of 22 to where you are now? How do you evaluate your gameplay?
Oh, look, I think finals brings out a different beast than everyone. It's not great that subconsciously you need that to push you. You'd like to think that you're playing your best all the time, but I think you just find a different gear, especially when you got someone like Matus on the other end who's just constantly playing well. Like, you have to adapt, you have to play well, because otherwise that, certain mistake or two and all of a sudden your team's lost the game.
So are you and Matus kind of like elevating each other, do you think, in this?
I think there's a lot of different factors that are playing into how we're playing, but yeah, absolutely, you've got that natural competition, especially when you're good friends with someone. You don't want them to have the upper hand on you, so you want to do whatever you can to outbeat them.
Like, yeah, you don't want to be, you want to be better than the other guy, right?
Yeah, I think it's been good because he's obviously playing really well, and I'm really happy for him because he's been a hard-working kid for so long now, and it's good to see him thrive as well. So, but it pushes you to play better as well.
I feel like the defensive rotation of the Adelaide Xtreme is being different like every single game over the last little bit. Has that been a bit of a challenge, knowing that you can't quite get the last couple games has been a lot better, obviously, but just that consistency of the same group for whatever circumstances?
Yeah, it's definitely played a part in some of the good things and struggles that we've had, because you're constantly adapting. We've got some really good experienced defensemen, Like, you look at some of the guys on our team and you're like, well, with these guys, they can adapt to anything. It's going to hurt not having Woodman this week, but I think at the end of the day, there's not much you can do. Like, we're constantly adapting, and if anything, it's going to be better for us because we've been ready to adapt for so long that we can just constantly keep moving with it.
I think you just perked Steve's ears up when you just said,
yeah, look,
it'd be nice not to have Woodman this week.
Yeah, well, he I think he went to Mitch Villani and said thanks for the season and stuff. So, for all we know, that's last we're seeing of him till the PHL, because I heard he's
that's a big signing,
which is pretty huge.
Yeah,
which is pretty exciting.
It'll be good to have him for the season.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah, I'm definitely excited to see him.
On that theme of some kind of game changers, there, like, what about can you guys hear the crowd? Like, there was that pocket of the brewery from that game. Like, they were loud.
Oh yeah, they're unreal guys as well. I think they call themselves like the Brewery Army. Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Brewery, yeah.
They have an Instagram page and everything. They're unreal. They're good guys as well. Like, meeting them, chatting with them, they love the team, love the boys, love Matus. They made him a sign saying Matus the King. Yeah, they're loud, and I haven't had a crowd probably in this arena since probably since Adrenaline games. But those guys are just a little pocket of themselves. They love it. I don't think any of them know anything about hockey either.
No, they just like cheering when like cool things happen and get in goals, and they like to chant the names of players.
Yeah.
They were yelling at Joey McDougall. They were doing like the "What do you think of Joey?" like chants. Like, it was.
Yeah.
Can he hear that? Can you guys hear like a little bit?
Absolutely.
Xander was like,
oh, hey, look, and this is the thing, right? It's going to elevate guys. In the huddle right before the game, I think, because they were during the warm up, they were already going, let's go Brewers and all that. So I think Joey, was like, let's shut these guys up. Let's win this game. Let's do what we can to keep them quiet. But I love it. I come from Europe, and that's a big culture there. When you watch sports, you got the ultra fans or whatever you want to call them that are there with their drums and stuff, like doing their big chant. And this is just great, like having the chanting and stuff. Yeah. It's beautiful. Like, it just makes the atmosphere so much better.
It makes it feel like an actual like barn style hockey game. It's cool how it's kind of built up, over the last from the start of the season to now, like even the education of the crowd of when to cheer, when to hit, like that's been kind of a fun part of it. Yeah, no, it's been good, and especially like these guys have no idea about hockey. I think from what I heard, was one of their friends came to a game and said, "Hey, this is sick. You guys should come out and watch." And from there, just built from there. So, the league's obviously been doing a good job promoting it, and the players have been playing well enough to draw a crowd as well. And it's sold out again coming up on Friday night's game. So, for anyone watching this, like, if you don't have a ticket, like, tough luck.
Yeah.
Watch me on TV and watch you guys do your things.
Yeah.
That'll be fun. All right, boys, I appreciate you breaking down a little bit what's going on. Couple other questions here. The Avalanche, both of you I saw like had committed to playing for the Avalanche. When does that start to gear up, I guess, for you in terms of like how that's gonna go out of the NHSL season into the next part of it?
Straight away, I think.
Straight away, like season ends and you're right into the PHL.
Yeah. Well, teams have already started, getting together, and I think we've been really lucky with the NHSL to constantly be playing a high level hockey, to be on the ice twice a week. Like it's
and your fitness on top of
Absolutely.
that too.
Yeah. So it's been great. Like we've had so much building up for this, but there's nothing that compares to training with the team, to starting getting the systems going and stuff, because you need some time to adapt. I think that's the big one. Is it's going to be key for us to get on the ice as soon as possible.
Yeah, I think it'll be kind of rough though, coming straight off a season like we've had, especially off a 5-game series. It's like but it's definitely going to be fun. It's going to be kind of rough. The body won't have any time to recover, so you might have to have a chat to the coach. Might have to have a week off of training camp if we can. But
do you think collectively, like the group is going to be as in shape for an AI or PHL season as they've ever been before in Adelaide?
Easily, yeah. I mean, because it's stepping up to 3 20-minute periods in PHL,
and we're fine.
And that's what we're playing already. We're on the ice twice a week as well. We're doing off ice. Where pretty much everyone should be in their peak, especially for these finals. They should be in their peak physical conditions. So, we're going to come into training camp in that, and we're only going to improve from there. So.
You can worry about the systems and the structure, and you have your kind of game feet under you already. All right, boys. Couple personal questions to end it up here. Thanks again for joining us. Your childhood idol, like when you were growing up, like do you have like a sporting idol that you were like, yes, this person was just like my jam?
I love Jonas Hiller.
Jonas Hiller?
He was a full-right goalie from
yeah.
Switzerland, so that was a big one. Obviously, other than that, it was Roberto Luongo, because I'm a Canucks fan, and I used to love watching him play.
What about you, Steve?
When I first started watching hockey, I was a Colorado fan, so Joe Sakic was kind of the guy I looked up to, unreal shot, unreal player. Then Colorado fans might not like this, but I went to Datsuk. Datsuk was one of my fans, big time Red Wing guy. But I think the main guy I liked watching growing up was Sidney Crosby, just a all-around genius of the game. So
3 of them. I asked for 1, I get 3.
Yeah.
It's just the hockey wizard. What about best sporting event that you've ever been to, that you would love to go to 1,000 times over?
That's a hard one. I was fortunate enough to play in the Quebec Pee Wee tournament.
Oh,
and
cool.
That was huge. Like you're playing in the Coliseum and schools come to watch and stuff. And we managed to our game was right before the Quebec AAA game, and it went to a shootout. So, by the end of our game, we had the barn was packed, and, they were all cheering for Australia.
That's awesome.
Because we were the Australian team, and that was cool for them.
You guys can skate?
Yeah. I mean, we played Hong Kong, so it wasn't necessarily the most impressive thing in the world. But, we won, and that was huge. But I don't know. Other than that, I haven't really been to any big sporting events.
The biggest one I've been to, it's not ice hockey, it's actually inline hockey.
That's fine.
It was in Finland. It was a world championship.
Yeah, cool.
I got to play in a grand final there. Unfortunately, we lost in overtime to Croatia. Would have sent us up to the top division playing against Canada or America and all those guys, but unfortunately we lost. But after that, Finland and Canada played in the gold medal game. I think it was 6,500 fans there, just screaming against Canada for Finland. Probably one of the best inline games I've ever seen. It was insane. And I don't know why they had a street hockey tournament in the car park at the same time. So it was just people packed everywhere. It was I don't think I've ever been in a place that had that much atmosphere before. I've never been to an
That sounds like a festival.
It was, I think it was. I think they set it up because it wasn't in Helsinki. It was in, I think it was Tampere, which is 2 hours out of Finland.
Yeah.
So, and that town is pretty much like a hockey town. There's two pro teams there. I forgot what they're called, but big hockey town, and just everyone there's all about hockey.
That's cool. Now I want to go to that. That just sounds like one of those weird sporting bucket list ones that you just have a unique experience for. That sounds cool.
Yeah.
I like both of those. Boys, thank you very much for joining us. Game 4 will be next week, or this week, in a couple days from now. If the Brewers win, we go to a Game 5. Now, I've been kind of right with my predictions. At the very beginning of the series, I said each team, this would go 5, each team would win 1 in overtime, and each team would blow the other team out. Now, it's not a blowout win at 6-3 or 6-4 or whatever it was, but it kind of felt like the shots were, I'm going to count it as a blowout because compared to the 3-2 it was. So it's your time, Steve.
Yep.
You don't even need to do any work. You can just show up,
Yeah.
And it's an automatic
We're
win.
going to have to tell everyone about your predictions. Be like, all right, this is what Eric said, so let's just get the game over.
Yeah,
and
let's just get ready for game 5.
Yeah.
It'll be fun. You can watch that one on SBS On Demand because you ain't getting a ticket for it. So we'll see you online. And boys, thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having
Cheers.
me.
Thanks, Eric.
We'll see you on Friday. "20 minutes. That's what stands between the Adelaide Xtreme and the first championship in NHSL history. The Xtreme have a 2-0 lead. They've got goals from Nathaniel Benson and Jared Siemens. Jeremy Friedrich has stopped every puck that he's faced. But the Brewers, their trademark all season long has been their comebacks and fighting spirit. They'll need their biggest effort yet to overcome this 2-0 deficit and force a Game 5. It should be an exciting period. Eric Molnar, Justine Ruffino, Sammy Mantier, and Ryan Foll calling all the action for you. Sammy, do you even need to say anything as a coach going into a last period of an elimination game?
Not a whole lot. Not a whole lot. I think that's pretty self-explanatory for both sides.
Ryan Foll, you described it the best in the intermission. That penalty clock is a mess. And it's a mess because there's penalties on the board to Jamie Woodman and Xander Wardlaw for the Xtreme and one to Steve Best. So we have some 4-on-3, then 4-on-4, and then a power play again to the Brewers. Crucial that they take advantage if they want to get back in this game.
Their backs are up against the wall. There's no denying that. This is where you win the games. Not only in the third period, but in the third period of the championship game where you could win it, take it all home, or have to play for it next week.
Will we have a hero from the Brewers? Or will the Xtreme continue their great gameplay and skate their way to a championship?
Yeah, it's not quite do or die yet, but can Brewers create something on that 4-on-3? 4-on-3 is such a good opportunity. Not a lot of time, but here we go.
Not a lot of time, but a lot of space. We're underway in the third period. Tom Sack, he's had big minutes this game. No Zach Boyle, no Joey McDougall. COVID protocols, and Sack up the middle of the ice. Works out wide, stops, dangles, looking for someone, finds someone right side. One-timer tipped a little bit wide. Harley Anderson back down low. Nathaniel Benson takes it away and clears it just in the nick of time. So for 30 seconds, we have 4-on-4 before the next Brewer power play will come about. Tyler Leeming plays this back behind the goal. Sack gets spun off the puck and tied up. Back down low once again. Harley Anderson trying to jag it out there. And now can the Brewer push start? Lots of open ice out there. Tom Sack is strong on the puck. He's been strong all season. And Jeremy Friedrich, with that right hand, makes the save.
Yeah, big next 45 seconds. 7 seconds left on a 4-on-4, and then thank you 40 seconds on 5-on-4. Couple of good shots, get the momentum going Brewers' way, and build from there.
Probably an understatement to say the next goal is the most important goal of the game so far.
That'd be a fair thing to say.
Shot off Anderson. I don't know if Friedrich got a piece of it either way. We're going to get a reset with just 2 seconds to go on the 4-on-4.
Yeah, this is exactly what the Brewers need. Good quality shots on goal right now. Putting Jeremy on under a bit of pressure.
Need that control and that possession to set up well enough to get those good shots. Otherwise, we're shooting a lot from the outside.
Yeah, you don't want to get Jeremy comfortable right now.
Powell wins the draw right on the stick of Leeming. He gets bumped off the puck. Is now a power play for the Brewers. Anderson to Leeming across the ice. Nick Powell was on the doorstep, but he couldn't put it through the open gates.
I think Dean Peterson just saved the goal there.
Scooped out from Huxley, and it goes off the top of the roof and out of play. Ryan Full, you're on the benches.
Yeah, Sammy's exactly right there. Dean Peterson's got a very important stick on that play, as Nick Powell would have just been tapping into an empty net. So great pickup.
Here's a look at the replay now. I think Peterson, off his skate and into there. So good position from Dean Peterson. Nick Powell taking the draw off to the left of Jeremy Friedrich. Draw one again from the Brewers, but the Xtreme get possession and they bank it down the ice. And it doesn't look favorable for the Brewers to score with his man advantage at the moment. Picked up back behind the goal. Grabbed and taken out from Nicola Powell. Powell up the center of the ice. He's got some space out wide. Powell in tight back behind the goal. This top line is going to be double shifted. There's no question about that. They've been very efficient in the playoffs, but the last couple games in particular, they've been shut down.
Yeah, but this is a good opportunity now. Xtreme having a bit of tired legs out there after a face icing. Can they pile on a little bit more pressure right now on this shift?
And we saw the tic-tac-toe, we saw the setup, but for a skate, inches, Dean Peterson's foot, we may have had the tic-tac-toe that put them back in. So are they that close?
Draw off to the left of Jeremy Friedrich. That goes out of play once again. The Brewery trying to get fired up. That crowd behind us.
Absolutely, they're feeling it.
It's been a game that has lacked, it's been a bit of a nervous energy. The other games have been high flying. The flow not the same in this one.
Yeah, but would you say that's a classic Game 6, Game 7 in NHL?
Chipped off the boards. Here's Jared Siemens. He's already scored today. Ollie Martin walks in. Big shot and big save from Matus Trinka, the 17-year-old. He's made 40 saves in every playoff game so far, and he's got over 30 tonight.
Yeah, Matus wants more shots. And the crowd loves it.
Oh, do they ever? I mean, they had, what was the sign last week? Matus is the king. And you know what? Tonight, not far from.
Crowd trying to pipe up. Draw comes off to the right side. Picked up again. Here is Nicola Powell. Powell plays it off to the left side. Now working his way down low. Powell centering it in front of the net. Woodman plays it off. Coming off the wing, Xander Wardlaw angled away. Benson down low, Wardlaw. Benson scores! The dynamic duo strikes again.
I mean, it was Xander last week with 5. Now Benson's got 2. So maybe it doesn't have to be Wardlaw every time. Maybe as long as it's one of them.
Did we say before, give these guys space and you'll pay?
Oh, they're paying.
Well, the Brewers, if their backs were against a wall, that wall is broken down, and behind that wall is a big old hole that they are now right at the bottom of. They've got a long way to climb their way out to extend this game, especially with the way the Xtreme have been playing, and the Xtreme can surely taste it now. Benson plays it in. How will both teams respond to this? Will the Xtreme respond with a tidal wave, or will the Brewers finally get the pushback that we've been looking for? Don't forget the Brewers came back from 7-0 down versus the Noarlunga Stars earlier in this year. So they can dig themselves out of a hole.
Is that right? That happened.
That did. Believe it or not, Sammy, that happened. Tom Tate at the point, shot on net. Trinka makes a save. He might need to be perfect from there. And now there's Wardlaw and Pope tangling each other up in front. Pope ragdolling Wardlaw, and Pope is still instigating. Wardlaw looks like he's trying to get away, and Cam Pope might be getting himself into some trouble here.
Yeah, interesting to see what happened there.
Ryan Full on the benches. What happened down there?
Just a little bit of rough stuff, really. Not much else to say there. I'd be surprised if someone's going to end up on a power play from it. It's just a bit of heat of the moment from those two boys. I think Popey wanted to go a little bit more than Xander did.
Getting a look at the replay right now. Good wrestling match for it.
I think Xander might have come off second best if that wrestling match had pursued, but I was just trying to get out of it. You can see it here, you know, when you initiate a fight with someone and they're trying to get out of it, you can't stop them getting out of it. You can't force them to stand and fight you.
I mean, Cam Pope for Xander Wardlaw, if it's an even trade, that's a good trade, but I don't think that's going to be the case.
Maybe that was the plan.
Yeah, Coach Eric Lean from the Xtremes just had a word to the officials. He's a little bit upset with the way Xander Wardlaw is being treated on the ice. He thinks it's a little bit unfair. So he's just saying to Joseph Rezek that he feels that Xander's being targeted and it should be kept an eye on.
4-on-4 hockey right now. Sack bumped off the puck. Carrying it out. Tyler Leeming powering to the net. In tight, tries to go up high. Jeremy Friedrich got down and made a save. Friedrich with the stop.
That's a sight that a defender does not want to see. Tyler Leeming blowing down the wing on you.
Absolutely not, especially not when you've got Harley Anderson right there on that back post, ready for it.
Well, the draw will come off towards the right. Jeremy Friedrich admiring his work on the video board. No goalie has had a shutout yet in the NHSL. No goalie hit. There hasn't been a game that's gone to the third period with a 0 on the scoreboard.
There you go.
Jerry will like that.
Oh, yes, there has. Game 1. That's not true. Game 1, there was one.
Oh, okay.
Now we're going to get a 4-on-3, I reckon, here. Jared Siemens with a penalty. Might have been a bit of a payback from what happened before. Showing that the Xtreme, they're happy to get in the scraps as well.
Hey, payback costs. You want to give payback, you got to pay the price.
Yeah, a little bit on the backside.
Official call was a charge.
That's the second one Siemens has had.
Was a charge. So another power play opportunity, their 5th power play of the day for the Brewers.
Okay, is it fair to say now they got to make it count?
Absolutely. If there was ever a time to turn it around, this is the time.
And now they're going to try to get to work. Nick Powell picks it up off the boards. He finds Hanberg. Left side, Sack through traffic. Friedrich tracked that pretty well, and he makes the save.
Woodman takes no prisoners.
Ryan Full down to you on the bench.
Yeah, just not enough traffic in front of Jeremy Friedrich there. It's a good shot from Tom Sack, but too easily seen by Jeremy. And yeah, exactly right. Jamie Woodman just keeping Steve Best right out of that slot.
Draw around the right boards. And we'll have a stoppage play again.
I think right now Tom Sack needs to move more in the middle with the puck. He's got a better shooting opportunity from there, and he can still feed that one-timer as well.
And I mean, you know, it's one of those...
Shot off the point, Jeremy Friedrich makes a big stick save.
That was better.
Steve Best works his way down, fires one, big rebound through traffic, and it's finally cleared out. Bit of desperation. Finally. Played off towards the left side. Best plays it around the corner. Finds Tom Sack. Sack out wide. Plays it off the right hash. Sack down low, looking for Best. Back to the point. Hamburg with a shot. That goes wide. You can feel the intensity pick up from the Brewers now. Right at the right time, too. They need to find something. Cleared out of the zone, but not quite out. Off to the right side. Kept away. Tom Sack dangling his way, looking for any opportunity. Finally through traffic, Friedrich gets down and makes the pad save.
There's not enough movement there.
Jeremy Friedrich proving once more that you can score 10 goals, but unless your goalie saves another 10, it doesn't matter.
Well, it was Nathaniel Benson's 2-goal performance right now that has the Extreme in a good position. Off the draw again. Friedrich diving down low. Brewers trying to take advantage. Friedrich's helmet was off, so we'll get a stoppage in play.
Yeah, this stoppage not too bad for the Brewers either. Gives them a little bit of time to take a breather. Leeming, Anderson, and Hamburg's played up pretty much the whole power play so far.
And
they'll take a break.
79% face-offs won by the Extreme last period. It's nice to see Harley Anderson take one for the Brewers.
Shot off the point. That goes a little bit wide. Friedrich diving his way down, and he makes the save. So only 6 seconds to go on the 4-on-3. Then it will become a 5-on-4. A whole lot of, well, just a whole lot of penalties.
Yeah, there was a good puck movement before Ben shot, but unfortunately Ben shot a bit like me.
Teams diving away for it, looking for it off the left point, knocking it down. Here is Anderson. He gets hauled down. 2 players come back on the ice. Well, only 1 player right now for the Brewers. They were slow on getting back on that. It was 4-on-4.
Maybe they thought they had a better chance on 4-on-4. That's straight off Norlanga Stars playbook. Sorry, boys, whoever's watching.
Putting the body on the line. Jeremy Friedrich getting his highest amount of traffic right now. He's now up over 20 shots during the game.
Not a lot left for the Brewers to lose. It's all or nothing. Getting in the goalie's face should be nothing.
Ryan Full, how you going on the bench?
Yeah, good, Eric. You would definitely have to expect some sort of a push from the Brewers. We've seen it all season. The resilience and the persistence they show, no doubt we're going to see something at least from them.
13 seconds to go on the power play. Another player takes a shot down on the ice. A big shot from Graham Charbonneau. He's the acting captain tonight with no Joey McDougall. Can the Brewers find something to spark some life? Xander Wardlaw off the backhand. Nathaniel Benson can't clear the zone. Kept in. One-timer sack through traffic. Jeremy Friedrich with a big save. Hamburg off the point, and Friedrich again makes a big stop.
That is more like the puck movement you want to see on the power play, and really use those one-timers. Both Tom Sack and Ben Hamburg's got good shots, so use those shots rather than just forcing the pucks on net.
Nice little one-timer there by Sack. Really nice shot.
Draw again coming to the left as the team's back to even strength. Brewers narrowing that shot margin a little bit. Jeremy Friedrich has to make a few big saves. Draw again off towards the left side. Charbonneau can't control the puck. Woodman trying to grab it once again. The Extreme have it at their feet. And Jamie Woodman, this is what he loves to do. He's going for a skate. Walks across the zone. Esposito with the puck on his stick. Centering play goes in behind the goal. Tyler Leeming banks it off the boards. Klein looking for Anderson. It goes between his feet. Woodman walks in. Trinka makes the save.
Matus, as always, in fine form, and his army behind him all the way.
Draw down on the right side. Widger Plays it back behind the goal. Ollie Martin has it at his feet. Martin working along the goal line, so strong on the puck. He finds Jared Siemens. What a season he's had. He's had to play forward, he's had to play defense, he's penalty killed, he's been on the power play, and he's got a goal in a potentially decisive finals game tonight. Working down in the corner again. Powell plays it up to Hanberg. Chen intercepts. Chen, he's played a variety of roles on the defensive side of things. He's been a good stay-at-home guy in the playoffs so far. As Ollie Martin works his way back and intercepts in the neutral zone and plays it back to Adam Wise. Wise to Pope. Dylan Pope with Dean Peterson all over him. Dylan Pope working on his edges, getting down the rink, absorbs some pressure and barrels his way forward, but finally intercepted from David Huxley. Next goal, so important. If the Extreme score it, you feel like that will be much too much for the Brewers to overcome. Shot in from the point and a glove save from the NHSL goalie of the year, Matusz Trinka.
Yeah, one player you just brought up was Andrew Chen, and I've been really actually impressed with Andrew over the last two games. Probably seen him a lot less than usually, but that's not for a defenseman in playoffs. That's not a bad thing.
No, he's definitely been playing a lot more composed in this series.
Back towards the right point, and David Huxley plays it in around behind the goal. Tom Sack skating this one out. Pushes it forward, grabbed by Peterson. A little shove in the zone and finally picked up by Dylan Pope. Pope again trying to rocket his way up the ice. Andrew Stapleton cut him up, and Huxley plays it off the rafters, off the roof, and we'll get another stoppage in play. Still lots of time, 12:33 to go, but a goal a period. One from Benson, then Siemens, then Benson again. Wardlaw and Woodman each with assists in this game, and the Extreme are up 3-0 and in pole position to take out the title.
Yeah, it's important for Brewers right now not to panic. Yes, you got 3 goals, you're 3 goals behind, but that only takes a couple of minutes. So just keep playing your game. You're still in the game. Got a silly mistake now, too much of a risk, and you're out easily.
Down low, and it goes all the way back.
But important to start really putting pressure on the Extreme and on Jeremy.
I agree, and at this point in the game, you have to start saying, no more dumping, no more wasting time. Get the puck on your stick, take control and challenge, because you have no other options right now. You must score goals.
Try outside the zone. Brewers looking for that push. They're mixing up the lines a little bit. Leeming playing with Harley Anderson right now on the line. So Coach Mitch Villani just looking to find some kind of formula. It's a bit of a, as Johan Levesque would call it, a blender game with all the outs in this one. You kind of throw a few names in a hat and you see what kind of works. Yet to find that perfect potion yet.
Well, Johan
Benson whistles a shot. That goes high and out of play.
Johan Levesque is a good guy to say that, because he worked with everyone. He worked with everyone on that
He was the
lineup.
special ingredient.
He started as a very much unknown. First practice, third, fourth line. First game, first line. And then I reckon he got a point with just about every player in the team.
Yeah. You love that versatility in a player as well. I mean, he went himself when he needed to, but he really did pass the puck around really well.
Off the right side, picked up from Ben Hanberg. Hanberg angles the puck forward, intercepted from Jordan Geyer. Geyer's had an impressive last few games in particular. He scored that overtime winner in game number 2. Imagine if the Brewers scored. They had Harley Anderson at a breakaway at one point. They had a power play. Imagine if the Brewers won that game, we'd be looking at a very different series. But Geyer had the winner in it. Jamie Woodman, he's been a bit of a difference maker. Extreme have won the 2 games that he's played in during the final series. Adam Wise and Nicola Powell try to tie him up. Woodman banks it off the backboards. Picked up once again. You feel like something on the verge of happening. Can the Brewers make that thing happen to shift the momentum of this game? Icing. 11 to go.
Yeah, it's tough for Brewers, especially having to play the top players a little bit, probably more than the coach would like. So now it's really starting to get tired. So can you just ignore that for a bit and grind it out?
Dean Peterson taking the draw versus Nicola Powell. Powell Sandberg and Best now on the top line together. Back towards the point, Tom Tate just keeps it in, and easy save from Matus Trinka as he works his way closer to that number 40 number. What a series he's had.
Yeah, he's definitely been a difference maker in pretty much all the games. At times won games, and at weaker times he has kept the team in the games.
Tom Sack swivels his way around, finds a little bit of a seam to get up the ice. O'Brien left side to Cam Pope. Pope was looking for Sack, but the puck skipped over his stick. Tyler Boyle looking for Tom Sack, picked up once again. Off on the right side, Tom Tate. What a draft pick that was from Tash Ferrier, picking Tom Tate as Taylor has his shots blocked. Back towards the point, Dean Peterson nudged off the puck. Brewers looking for an outlet. It's gloved down once again from Chen. Chen with a nice move. He's in. Only the goalie to beat, and he's tied up at the last second. Andrew Chen had the nail in his hand and the hammer in the other, and he could have sealed it all right there. Puck back behind the goal. Brewers now trying to take advantage. That could have been it. Tyler Boyle at the center line. Esposito forces that puck away. He's down low. Sharp angle shot. Rebound off of it. Boyle finds it. Now Anderson plays it around the corner. And this is going to rattle all the way down for icing. We're going to get a look at it on the replay. But Andrew Chen had a chance to finish it off. Ryan Fohl, what was the reaction down on the bench?
That was a surprising one for sure. Andrew Chen using his speed out wide, cutting in. Not sure who that was, that defender there. Tyler Boyle, it's a great stick from him last second, though, to lift that stick. Otherwise, he's tapping that into an empty net.
Yeah, I don't know if Andrew was listening to us saying that he's been, in a good way, invisible last couple of games, but that definitely wasn't invisible.
Siemens, a goal scorer already in this game, knocks it forward, and it just rolls into the corner. Boyle finds Klein. Klein has to eat up some pressure. Back to the point. Huxley down low over Widger's stick. He finds Ollie Martin behind the net, and that goes a little bit out of play. 9:26 to go.
Need a few more of those individual plays from the Brewers on this one. They just need to get a couple more plays, get a few things going. Still got 9:26. It's not done, but geez, it's getting tight.
Well, I think we might have a timeout. No, the boards. This is the boards with a little bit of a dent in them.
Yeah, I think Ollie Martin gave a pretty good hit on Tyler Boyle in that corner.
I think that those specific boards have actually had quite a workout tonight.
Can jump in.
Ryan Fohl, down to you.
Yeah, this offers both teams a little bit of a free time out here, and I'd actually say it probably works in the Brewers' advantage with a bit of a shorter bench. They are looking pretty tired, so this could be a little bit of an energy boost for them as well, so they'll be thanking that board that popped out.
Well, 39 shots to 24. Jeremy Friedrich with 24 saves in this game. He's been off to a really good start. Friedrich made 40 saves in game number 1. He made 42 saves in game number 2. And then he made 25 saves in game number 3. Friedrich was the second star in game 1, first star in game number 2. He's had a big series, and he's been a factor tonight. Him and Jared Siemens have had some big games.
Yeah, I really liked, well, not only the goal, but Jared has really led that second line and created a lot of hustle, a lot of turnovers, and offensive zone time.
Well, the Brewers are using this as an opportunity to gather themselves. Matus Trinka giving a bit of a pump-up talk with Harley Anderson. They're certainly short on numbers tonight. 7 players unavailable either due to injury or COVID.
I really hope they're using this opportunity because a little bit of communication at a time like this, a little bit of, hey, you know, off that next face-off, do you want to maybe go this way and then do that? A little bit of planning. It gives you that little confidence edge. It gives you that plan. And going into a face-off with a plan, I think that's what gives the Xtreme the advantage a lot of the time is they know what they're going to do.
trying to make some noise. Well, as the referees discuss, I have a question for you, both of you. In this league, from what we've seen, what's more impressive? A 5-goal game like Xander Wardlaw had, or a shutout, which I know I'm probably jinxing Jeremy now, but
Just by saying it.
nobody has had a shutout yet. Before this series, no goalie had allowed less than 3 goals in a game, and this is a league with a lot of 40-shot games. Brian Full, what do you think?
I'm gonna give the slight edge to Xander for the 5-goal game. I think that's a little bit more harder to do. I mean, a shutout is extremely impressive as well, and with a high amount of shots. But Jeremy actually hasn't seen as many as Matus has tonight, so I'm going to take the 5-goal game, but only by a slight amount.
What do you think, Sammy?
That's a tough one. I would probably say the 5 goals, but now I'm also to Jeremy, I'm adding this is the game.
Yeah.
All right, that was a game 3. This is the game to clinch it. So I know there's elections coming tomorrow, so I'm going to go with that theme, and I'm going to say a tie.
Look, you can see 24 shots, right? Could be 24 goals. You don't know. You don't know unless you know your tender and you trust your tender. And, from a defenseman background, that's where I'm going with this. I'm going with the goaltender every single time because, yeah, you can have a great game, score 5 goals. I've seen really good goalies, stand-up goalies, have not great games and let in 5 goals. That is more detrimental and that makes more of a difference. Your goalie must be in tip-top form, and tonight, Jeremy Friedrich has not had one sore past him. So I don't know what tip-top form looks like for him, but that's pretty close, I'd say.
I still think remember, this is such a high-scoring league.
It is.
So allowing none in a game, and allowing none in the first 50 minutes is really impressive. I think you have to take context of the league that this isn't a league with defensive clinics.
Yeah, no. Jeremy's probably going to end up 30-plus shots.
If he has a shutout with 30-plus shots.
In this league.
And if he doesn't, it's Eric Palmer's fault.
And if he doesn't, it's 100% my fault. Is it hard as a goalie during this kind of lull as they work things out to keep your focus?
Yeah, it's hard to say. Goalie is such a different position. I never want to talk on behalf of goalies. They're weird.
They are weird. Every goalie I know, they're so different in how they deal with things and how they prepare and how they mentally, like, you see Matus, he kind of checks out. He's like, okay, I'm doing my job right now. I don't care who's yelling. I don't care what. You get in my space, I'm going to hit you. Jeremy's a little bit more receptive to what's going on around him, but he never takes it out on his teammates. Everybody's got a little bit of a bio and how they work.
Yeah, I think Jeremy and Glenn Forbes-White are probably the least weird goalies that I know.
Yeah. And Matus?
A bit more.
As he watches this back, I'm sure he'll smile.
Maybe it's the Slovakian.
I love the mentality behind Matus, that he is all business. This is my job, this is what I'm doing.
I think Matus hates people reminding that he's 17. I don't think he cares about that at all.
Well, half a period to go. Brewers need a rally. Are either of you baseball fans? Either of you watch baseball?
I watch baseball occasionally. I love baseball. I love the Major League movie. One of my all-time favorite movies, but I don't know anything about baseball.
In baseball, when a team is down, teams turn their caps inside out. They call them rally caps. So in the name of the NHSL and wanting to Game 5, I am putting my rally cap on right now. So as soon as I put this on, the Brewers are going to score a goal. So people at home, you know exactly what's about to happen. As Tristan Reese has the puck bounce off his stick. He plays it up to Ben Hanberg. Grabbed by Dean Peterson. Peterson flops it into the corner, takes a weird bounce up into the mesh, but the play will continue. Tristan Reese kicks it around the corner. Line's being mixed up a little bit. Ben Hanberg tried to find Nick Powell, finally gets it in, but it's kept in from Jamie Woodman. Quick release, goes into the corner. Brandon Taylor, good third line shift right here from the Adelaide Xtreme. Andrew Stapleton back down low, drops this off to Peterson, 2 savvy vets. Peterson centering play, kept in from Jordan Geyer. Geyer has it go off his stick. Peterson plays it down low. Shot on goal. Mateusz Trinka gets down, and it's a big save down, and the puck goes down for icing.
Yeah, this is not what the Brewers want. Their top players stuck in a defensive zone. That takes a lot of energy out of you, and it's frustrating.
Energy is something that they are in short supply of at this stage. You can see a few of them here. They're breathing pretty heavily. They're looking pretty calculated. At times like this, you need to be more intelligent than you are physical.
40 shots now on goal for the Adelaide Xtreme. They've outshot the Brewers 48 to 50 or 88 to 51 over the last 2 games combined. And the scoreboard reflects that. Steve Best out wide. Jeremy Friedrich makes save number 25, kicks it into the corner. Working back down in the corner. Chen shovels it out, and it's a 2-on-1 going the other way. It's now a 3-on-1. Esposito, Wardlaw, Esposito couldn't finish the return pass. Now a shot in front of the goal as Tom Sack sends Xander Wardlaw down, and Sack pushing Wardlaw around, but now is not the time for the Brewers to be taking penalties.
Certainly not Tom Sack.
No, and that looked like a pure frustration penalty.
Xander Wardlaw has commanded a lot of attention in this series, and he has been definitely the best skater on the ice for either team.
I think in the series, yes.
Yeah. Look, you do a bit of stick back and forth, it gets annoying, but a reaction like this in a final series, I mean...
Can add if you want.
Ryan Fall, down to you.
Yeah, we haven't seen 5 goals or anything like that from Xander tonight, but that's the second or third time tonight we've seen him get under the player's skin, and I'm going to say that's the second penalty he's drawn tonight at a very crucial stage as well. So impressive performance from him tonight, just on a bit of a quieter note.
But would you say that not having Joey McDougall does show on the lineup, on that line?
Definitely.
I think they're playing well, and Esposito is playing very well on that line.
He just opens things up.
Yeah.
Big shout out to Joey McDougall. That I know it's a gut-wrenching feeling for him not to be here tonight, just to be with his teammates. I know he was on FaceTime with the team before the game in the rooms.
Yeah, what a leader, that guy.
A leader on and off the ice. I was talking to Tash Ferrier, the general manager, before the game. Said Joey McDougall is the complete package. He can score, he can set things up, he plays two-way hockey, he gets feisty when he needs to. He fought Steve Best earlier in it. He leads by example in the rooms, and even how he's carried himself as the puck drops right behind the goal. Trinka fighting for it, and he gets down and makes the save. But yeah, Joey McDougall, I know that they all spoke very highly of him, saying he was literally the complete player, and that's why they made him a marquee player.
Yeah, it's and I don't think it's much of a secret that I think all 3 teams were pretty interested in having Joey play for them, but sometimes it's then hard when you got those expectations to live up to it. But I think it's fair to say Joey has.
Back towards the point as David Huxley plays it back down low, picked up by the Brewers. Kept in the neutral zone. Harley Anderson, short-handed, enters the zone. Shovels one on net. Friedrich can't really control the rebound, but it kicks out as Jared Siemens tied it up. Brewers trying to generate some short-handed pressure. Time really becoming the enemy now. The Xtreme have played that great shutdown game that you've seen a lot of champion teams do, even in the NHL. You think about the Tampa Bay Lightning and all the games that they've closed out series lately. They've all been shutout games where they just suffocate their opponents and get a couple secondary goals. And that's what they've been doing the last couple years in the Xtreme. Very reminiscent of that right now. Still some time to go, though. Charbonneau, strong on the puck behind the net. Plays it around, picked out from Nicola Powell. Steve Best trying to barrel a man down, and he's going to take a penalty. Steve Best now getting feisty, so arguably their 2 best skaters, Steve Best and Tom Sack, as Xander Wardlaw is again going to draw another penalty.
What is he saying to them? I want to know what he's saying. Someone's talking about someone's mom, or something is getting said, because these boys are mad.
Well, Xander Wardlaw has just drawn 2 penalties late in the game of a comeback attempt. That has to be said for something for Xander.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I think Stevie did not appreciate Xander kind of turning his back on the Heat. That's the only thing I can think of in this situation.
Can jump in.
Ryan Fall, down to you.
Yeah, Coach Mitch Valiani, not happy at all, and I wouldn't be either. That's like you said up there, 2 penalties drawn now from Xander Wardlaw. In this type of situation, this much time left in such a crucial game, you got to expect a little bit more discipline, especially from your captains.
And now it's a 5-on-3.
And he's still talking. You can see him on the screen. It's probably been his gift in this game is just the amount of chatter he's created. Certainly hasn't created any goals, but he's created penalties up the arm.
What a draft pick that was. It's a 4-minute penalty, a double minor. There's only 6 minutes left in the game, and the Brewers are going to be shorthanded for the majority of it. And Xander Wardlaw might have drawn the penalties that have won the Xtreme the championship. Wow. Steve Best, a double minor when he absolutely could not take a penalty at all. And it's 5-on-3. Xtreme can ice it now. Jamie Woodman down low, in tight, makes the save. Mateusz Trinka, that is his 40th save of the night. Down to you, Ryan Fall.
Yeah, and I think this also goes back to the second period when Eric Lean had the discussion with the referees about the treatment of Xander Wardlaw as well. So he got into the referees' heads a bit earlier in the game and just sort of let them know that he wasn't happy with the way they were being treated, and it's come back to pay him in dividends late in this one.
Yeah, but then again, it's what can a referee really do at that point?
It's a Brad Marchand if I've ever seen one.
Geyer, fans on the shot, Mateusz Trinka. There's save number 40. So now Mateusz Trinka has made 40 saves in all 4 finals games. That is impressive.
Can I just make a point? Because I know we got a lot of young hockey players watching the game, and especially defensemen. Watching Jamie Woodman carry the puck. Nothing fancy, nothing out of the ordinary, just a great composure and control on the puck. Full speed or standing still, and just awareness. A lot of the times when we're teaching young players, the idea is that everything is, you gotta show off and you gotta look fancy, and Jamie Woodman is as good as he gets, and there's nothing that most of the players couldn't do.
100%. We talked about defensemen not necessarily being in the market at the moment. This is a highly offensive league. You know, games of 8, 12, whatever you might have it, for a reason. There is a market for defensemen, but you look at Jamie Woodman, and whoever taught him how to play hockey, I want them here. I want them teaching all the kids that, because it is just incredible. Exactly what you were saying, Sammy. The control, the finesse, everything that he has.
Tyler Leeming works his way up the ice. Leeming out wide. He gets bumped off the puck, so now they're shorthanded as they're looking for something. Here's Ollie Martin. Martin looks to find Aaron Widger. Widger getting a power play shift. Widger down low. And it will be cycled back, and finally Sack will pick up the puck. Widger again fires a shot. Mateusz Trinka makes the save.
Not a bad shot from Widger on that one. Old teammate of his, David Huxley, on the screen now. The Brewers, you know, you got 440. Yes, you're on the penalty kill right now, but got to see some energy. It's got to be there.
Yeah, it's been Xtreme has been very good at controlling the play, and obviously now with the penalty kill or power play it's easier, but been very good at defensive zone, even controlling the play when they haven't had the puck.
Out wide, Taylor, shot on net, rebound on the doorstep. Trinka makes another nice save. Nick Powell trying to grind away for the puck, and Nick Powell finally takes it away. Powell up the ice, shorthanded. Nick Powell draws a penalty, so we're gonna get 4-on-4 hockey with 4:15 to go.
That's a bit of a gift from the Xtreme. Give that one last lifeline.
From Graham Charbonneau specifically. That's a classic one with a D though. See, he's getting caught behind with Powell coming down the ice. That's a classic, I'm too far back, I'm just gonna give him a little bit of a yank on the stick. you don't get caught behind. That's the message.
Yeah.
If you don't get caught behind, you won't have to make that penalty happen.
Justin, your favorite decision, pull the goalie or not?
You know the answer. I hate pulling the goalie. It is one of my pet peeves. But you know what? I won't pull a goalie in a mid-season game with 5 minutes left. But I'll pull a goalie in a championship game where there is nothing to lose and you think that extra man's going to do something, because there is nothing to lose at that stage.
See, for me, I look at it, you either pull the goalie now to make it really count 6 on 4. Yeah, make it 5 on 4. I apologize. Getting that power play.
Still get the man advantage.
And 5 on 4 is better than 6 on 5.
Oh, yeah.
4 on 4 hockey right now for the next 2 minutes. 4:13 to go. The Brewers need a goal in a hurry. Nick Powell off the draw, flicks it back, but it's intercepted by Nathaniel Benson. What a game Benson has played. He cuts towards the net, picked up by Wardlaw, and Wardlaw a little bit offside.
Yeah, I don't think they're very happy about that one, but ref Tommy is pretty sure.
I think he slipped over.
You reckon?
I don't know. I can't see.
It was a funny bounce, was it not? It wasn't flat on the ground.
But then again, you look at when do you pull a goalie, you take that last shot, you kind of want to wait until Jamie Woodman's on the bench.
Oh, yeah. Oh, you absolutely do.
Xtreme playing up the near boards. Tom Sack settles it down. Sack banks it off the boards, rattles away, and it's picked up by that Jamie Woodman. A big impact and just adding stability to the defense. And Woodman pounces on the puck again. Woodman with speed and a good job getting back from the Brewers was Ben Hanberg. Woodman showing that speed that he can bring. Sammy Mantier can't wait to have that on his team when coaching the Avalanche as he goes down to his knees, gets it up, and still flicks it to the right.
Only if he makes the team.
Sammy?
Only if he makes the team.
Yeah, he's still going to try out or what?
He's going to try out from Perth.
Put him through his paces.
Yeah.
Send you some Zoom recordings.
Yeah.
Or is this his tryout right here?
If it is, it's looking half decent.
Yeah.
Leeming plays it towards the center of the ice. Hanberg gobbles it up. 59 seconds to go. Played back behind the goal. Back in behind the net. Grabbed by Siemens. Siemens shot on net. And a big save.
I am loving Jared Siemens today.
Oh, he's turned it on big time. He's really stepped into that role.
He's been good all season, but I think today he's been, shall we say, Joey McDougall-like.
Ooh, Joey-esque.
Yeah.
Is that what we're going with?
I'm going with that, yeah.
I wonder how Joey feels about that.
I'm sure I'll find out.
I think he will.
Yeah.
Picked up by Wise. Pope plays it forward. Leeming down in the corner, gets bumped off the puck again. And it's picked up on the right side. Left side again. Here comes Chen. And another nice save from Mateusz Trinka.
Yeah, I think, it's just a matter of time. I think Brewers have run out of gas at this point. Great effort, but...
If there is a time to pull this goalie, it's very soon, because right now they're resting that top line. They're resting Woodman. This is the moment.
Well, it's also kind of maybe favorable matchup. Not really the top players on the ice from the Xtreme, perhaps. We'll see.
Down on the right side. Leeming cuts towards the net. Leeming with it on a string. Leeming down low. Big save from Jeremy Friedrich. As Matus Trinka having a look to see if he can make the set and make the jump to the bench.
He's giving him the nod. It's happening.
All right, Jeremy would never say yes, but is Jeremy thinking about the shutout right now?
Oh, he is.
Just a little bit.
It's just rattling through his head.
Yeah.
Shut out, shut out, shut out, shut out.
Draw down to the right of Jeremy Friedrich. Howe plays it off. Sack. As Jeremy Friedrich plays it behind the net. Friedrich looking for the goalie goal. He was looking and he was thinking of it. That was cheeky. As Ben Handberg comes the other way, down and tight. Handberg gets a penalty called on him. So the Brewers are going to go to the power play with less than 2 minutes to go.
Great call there by Handberg. Guns blazing to the net, draws a penalty. Now we could have 6 on 4.
Yeah, that's a nice try from young Ben.
And a teammate in the local league, Jordan, just getting that little slash as he's just caught. Ben gets him on that side and he slashes right across the front.
Well, at this point, you got to do what you got to do.
Absolutely.
Draw will come to the other side. $1:49 to go.
Huge face-off.
Brewers need to start getting the miracle going. Handberg shot on net, battle behind the net, and Friedrich got a piece of it. Back behind the goal again. Players skirmishing for it at the face-off circle. Swat in front of the net, and it's chipped out. Tom Sack skates it all the way back. Running out of time. Sack gives it away. Stapleton couldn't quite bury, and it's picked up by Steve Best on the right side. Best walks it in, out wide, centering play all the way back to the neutral zone, and time is becoming a little bit too much for the Port Adelaide Brewers.
Come on, Jeremy.
Jeremy Friedrich looking for the goalie goal again. He might get an assist as Siemens has the puck forward. Jeremy Friedrich really pushing for that goalie goal.
Now, how much would you, for Port Adelaide Brewers, would you like to have Zach Boyle in the lineup in situations like this?
Oh, too much.
Leeming enters the zone. Woodman cuts him off. He gets tangled up. Extreme fans looking for a call. They're not going to get it, but it looks like they're going to get a championship. Powell down low. Puck in front. Friedrich strong on the save again. Friedrich's made close to 30 saves. Down low. Wild skirmish for it. Played out. Blocked by Handberg, but Ollie Martin shovels it towards the net, and it goes in behind with just 30 seconds to go. The clock's still running. They're going to have to correct that. Best pointing that out. But the Adelaide Xtreme, so well put together from Tash Farrier. She drafted 7 centers for reasons like this. Noah Maley and Joey McDougall, 2 centers out of the lineup. She has 5 other players she could have chose from
and
to do in the lineup.
spares.
With spares. So a credit to Tash, a credit to the leadership to Joey McDougall. He may not be here tonight, but he is very much part of this win.
Absolutely, absolutely. I think everything from just not accepting anything but the best. Coaches, team managers, GMs can do all so much, but it really, that has to come from your leaders, from the players, and that's what, again, what Joey brings is that excellence and expectation from everyone.
Tash Farrier and all the general managers had to pick 2 players right from the hop. She wanted Joey McDougall because of all the things we've talked about, and she wanted Jeremy Friedrich because of games like this. No goals allowed so far in the final game. Centering play, Harley Anderson couldn't knock it home. 10 seconds left in the NHSL season. What a remarkable year it's been. A game-changing league in Australia. And we're going to get a penalty with 2 seconds left. But the Adelaide Xtreme are going to be your champions.
Well, I think that's a pretty safe bet right now.
And if you can't beat him, well, beat him. I think that's the message Stevie Best is sending.
Huxley getting involved in it. It's been a
actually
passionate season, 6 months long. Every week, it's been intense as Huxley gets pushed out of the game. Crowd on their feet now. Wow, and the crowd sold out every game in the NHSL. When we announced that this was going to happen, everybody said that it couldn't work. The response, it's on national TV. We're sold out every game. Players elevating their status. A launching point for players. A launching point for leagues.
Absolutely.
It's been a game changer. And I need to say a heartfelt thank you to you, all the fans, for sticking with us and making this league what it is. Just 2 seconds are put on the board. A few penalties are up there too. One last face-off of the NHSL season. Crowd on their feet. A championship moment just 2 seconds away. Wire-to-wire leaders and NHSL champions, the Adelaide Xtreme. A shutdown performance for the ages. A championship caliber game. And the deserving winners are certainly the Xtreme.
Absolutely. They were just that much better throughout the final series.
And just a bit of a reminder, we are broadcasting from Adelaide, South Australia, in the National Hockey Super League. No one saw this coming 12 months ago. No one thought this league would exist. Everybody said it couldn't be done, and here we are. Sold out.
2 goals from Benson, 1 from Siemens, and there's Jeremy Friedrich. You want to talk about a championship-winning goalie? He's done it a few times in this state.
Yeah, it's nice when you can really rely on a goalie to bring it on these games.
Well, we've got Ryan Foll down on the ice. I think he's going to try to grab somebody really, really quick. What a season it's been. Thank you so much for joining us. And the Brewers fight back from the very end.
I got Jeremy down here, Eric.
Ryan Foll down to you with Jeremy Friedrich.
Yeah, thanks, Eric. Well, Jeremy, that might be one of the most clinical performances we've seen from the Xtreme all season. Backed up by you with a shutout. Congrats, mate. What was said in the room at the end of the second, up 2-0 to come out and finish the game as strongly as that?
Look, majority of the game we controlled it. You know, we were playing so well. We were trying our hardest. It was just about maintaining that. You know, we won 2 periods and it was just about winning the third.
And obviously, big news before the game, not having captain Joey McDougall here. Bit of a downer. What was the message sent to you guys before the game without such an inspirational character in the room?
Look, we had him on FaceTime in the change room, so he wasn't missed. We did it for all the guys. You know, Noah's been out injured. We've got Holland that's out working. We got Whelan that's out injured. Like, we did it for everyone that was out there that played part.
Yeah, and that scoreline doesn't really reflect how the game was played. And with such a great goaltender down the other end, it'd be hard to not give him a mention with seeing so many shots. What do you got to say about Matus down the other end?
Oh, absolutely. He's the reason that I played the way I did, because, you know, he just kept pushing me, kept making me play better, and at the end of the day, he did everything he could, and he should be really proud of himself.
Well, Jeremy, I appreciate your time, mate. Go celebrate and lift that cup.
There you have it. Mutual love and respect in this game.
Test. Well, ladies and gentlemen, what a fantastic season we had. But let's give it up for the Port Adelaide Brewers. A fantastic season from the Port Adelaide Brewers. A great fight back and a great fight tonight, even without their full squad. However, the real champions here, the wire-to-wire winners in the regular season, they fought back from a game down, but the Adelaide Xtreme are your inaugural NHSL champions. Before we get to the whole formalities here, I'd just quickly like to call Graham Charbonneau, the acting captain for tonight, and Eric Lean, the head coach, just quickly out here. Graham, no Joey McDougall, obviously in the lineup. I know he's here with you guys in spirit, but what has Joey meant to you today, or in the season in general?
Oh, look, he's been the captain through and through. He's the hardest worker on the team. He's been there since day one. We're probably all as devastated as he is that he couldn't be here, but we still got it done for him.
Leaner, come over here. Leaner, of all the traits that your team has had this year, what has been that big defining characteristic of your champion Xtreme?
It's a bit of a cliche, but it's been next man up. Everybody's had an opportunity to do it this year. This has been a really good group of guys to work with. This has been really enjoyable.
Ladies and gentlemen, head coach Eric Lean and captain Graham Charbonneau. Now, maybe the toughest award that we've had to give out all season long, the playoff MVP. This was tough. We went to a vote. We had literally a bunch of people have input on this. A big shout out to a couple players, but the MVP, thanks to the first and only shutout in the NHSL, is Jeremy Friedrich. Jeremy, what a season, first off. Entering the playoffs, no goalie had allowed less than 3 goals in a game. And in regulation, 2 goals, 1 game, overtime, 2 goals, and a shutout tonight. Was that on your mind?
I think Matus played unreal and he just kept pushing me, you know. It's so easy to want to work harder when you got someone that's that good on the other side. But at the end of the day, it's these boys that made it possible, so it's all thanks to them.
What was the game plan for you heading into the game? Anything different in the mindset this morning?
No, we know what we have to do. We've been working for it all season, so just about executing everything that we've been practicing for this long.
Jeremy Friedrich, ladies and gentlemen. We'll call one more player up here for a quick chat. Xander, come up here. Xander, you gave one of the most iconic performances in Game 3 with 5 goals. You drew 2 penalties late in the game today. That was a big factor. Had an assist. Tell me about your game style, man. This was an awesome series.
Oh, I mean, it's just working hard and wanting to do the best thing for the boys. I mean, everyone in this locker room here works hard for each other, and it's just getting down to the dirty areas, doing what you have to do to get the win, and, you know, the boys pulled through, so.
Xander Wardlaw, ladies and gentlemen. Now we'd like to call the general manager of the Adelaide Xtreme. She had the first overall pick in the draft, drafted a team with a bunch of centers. Tash, what's the feeling going through your mind right now?
I'm just so proud of the boys. We had a vision from the start and we had our goals and they all just bought in the whole time, and just a discipline from the fellas. I'm so happy they got it in the end, so well done, boys.
Tash, I'm going to ask you the same question I asked Eric, defining quality that you drafted. This was your team that you put together. What was that defining characteristic that got them across the line?
Well, we went for character, and that's definitely what this team alludes. So just everyone comes together. Everyone's got different personalities, but the boys just meld so well, and it's just a bloody great group, so it's awesome.
Tash, we have a check for you for the winning general manager for the team of $25,000. And how about a big cheer for the inaugural general manager, Tash Ferrier? But now, the moment that they've been playing for, the Walker Trophy, the first of many. How does this look, guys? How does that look? Graham Charbonneau, acting captain. This trophy is for you. Come get what you earned. Ladies and gentlemen, your champion, Adelaide Xtreme. And that will do it for us here with the first ever season of the NHSL. On behalf of everybody, the players, the volunteers, the staff, the fans, I can't thank you enough for making this one of the most exciting rides in Australian ice hockey history. We're going to be back bigger and better for next year. On behalf of everybody, a very heartfelt thank you and good night.